And that's one thing I've seen about some Brazilian players.
Yeah.
The majority of them, the Robinhos of this world, the Adrianos of this world. I know only the likes. I think Rivaldo stayed a while, but some major names. That's why I'm begging Neymar, leave party. Today's Sports Live. Good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is Lula. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Welcome to the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, that man Ronaldinho is one man that I can never forget in football. In Korea, Japan 2000, there is a goal he scored against not Germany should be against Korea, if I'm not mistaken. Then my memory for him too against Arsenal 2006 Champions League final.
Okay.
Like the last one I said, I'm able to explain better. Because what that young man did on field was wonderful. I always admire him. Even right now in prison, when I hear the story,
yes,
and the rest of things, you can't compare him with other people.
Yes.
Because there's a different style of football. Now and that time, you can't compare the football. So people should stop complaining or compare them. You can't compare them with Messi or Ronaldo currently now. What then did they do? You cannot even talk about it. So, at that time, social media was not so popular like this.
Yeah, true.
So, you can look at it now, see that social media, they are just doing adverts with all those things. So, but think of this man then, they did something football.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for your thoughts. Definitely, if you saw this guy, Ronaldinho, you definitely agree with some of these thoughts. I will still repeat it. There is no other player before his generation, maybe, because I've not been watching football since 1920, maybe. But from his era till date, I've not seen one person, not Ronaldo, not Messi, that gives me what Ronaldinho does. Today's Sports Live, good afternoon. Hello.
Yeah.
Your name and where you're calling us from?
Yeah, Moses.
Go ahead, Prophet Moses.
Yeah, I did not get his story.
Okay, what story?
I mean, the Ronaldinho, I heard something like J something.
Okay, yeah, he's actually in prison in Paraguay, and he's been scoring goals for fun inside the prison and assisting also in their normal kickabout football, right there. But he faked passports, like he used the fake passports to enter Paraguay, and he was apprehended, and that's how he saw himself in a maximum security Paraguayan prison.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much. Today's Sports Live, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon, your name and where you're calling us from?
Good afternoon,
Chukwebuka, welcome.
Yes. Have you seen his pictures in prison, in jail?
His what?
His pictures in jail. I mean, that man is not in jail. He's practically enjoying. I mean, he's such a wonderful character. Every time he's wearing this lovely
smile.
Even in jail. I don't know whether he'll bring a Nigerian jail. I'm telling you, see, let me just drop this. The only thing Messi and Ronaldo has over Nigeria is just the numbers.
It's just those numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, my brother.
True.
I mean, this guy, I know was very small while he was still the man, But I mean, I remember in those days we used to trek from here to like Rumukuta to go buy the best of Ronaldinho. All those times.
Yeah.
Buy the best of Ronaldinho. We watch, we replay again. We watch. And at the end of the day, during evenings, around 4 or 5, then we bring out our shirts. We bring our best shirts. Then we use pen or pencil. We write on the back Ronaldinho number 10.
I'm telling you.
I mean, when we are playing this, I'll be Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho is just the man. He's just the man. I mean, no player comes close. When it comes to skills, no player comes close.
I tell you.
I mean, defenders are scared to even come.
I can call names, so John Terry.
They're all scared.
If in here, I'm going to put you for advert. Next year, you're playing, they'll just put in advert.
I'm telling you.
No.
Thank you so much for your thoughts. There's this snake bite skill then. Once we just watch finish, we are going to practice it to see if we can actually implement, the same thing from Ronaldinho. Today's Sports Live, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Maggie from Port Harcourt.
Welcome to the show. Go ahead.
Okay, talking about Ronaldinho, one thing that amazed me most about him is that he's smiling. He's losing, he's smiling. He's crying and he's smiling at the same time.
I'm telling you.
So that guy is just so amazing. Then talking about skill, just like you say, I'm not a fan though, but I love football so much because of. I'm a still Ronaldo fan, but still Ronaldo no near around for.
I'm telling you, my brother.
There's no player. Even when you go to YouTube, you just watch it because I've been watching live. I've been have that time. Maybe I wasn't that enough to watch it in live, but I've seen so many of the clips. So many. These guys they know near around, but I want to say that maybe the likes of Neymar, Ronaldo, and let me say Messi and Ronaldo would have come a little bit with skill, maybe not close to him, but I think the current generational type of football has not bring out the best of skill in players because nobody is interested in skill any longer. You remember when still Ronaldo was in Manchester United, his earlier career. You can see
he was more skillful. True.
You even Messi at the earlier stage, 2003, 4, 5. Messi can dribble from his own post to go and score. Ronaldo can shoot from his own 18 and score in the other 18. Ronaldo can run through all those legs over. But I think the kind of football that this type of coaches are playing now doesn't encourage players to bring out their skills. They are all over with goals. And if you check, Ronaldo played I'm sorry to divert it. He played up to 290 something game for Manchester United with only 100 and something goals. What was he doing then? It was about his skill. Look over. I remember as a kid, I watched Ronaldo very well. Every time I just want to see him hold the ball.
I tell you,
because he's going to score.
You didn't have to be a Barcelona fan, yeah.
Yeah, just not because he's just going to score, but just because I know that something interesting is going to come out. It's going to give me skill. It's going to make me laugh. So even the three of them, Messi, Ronaldo, at the earlier point of Messi and Ronaldo's career, they were playing skill, even though they can't meet up with Ronaldinho. But I think football has evolved. That's why Haaland will just come, person pass for him, he score, then go come they compare him with Ronaldo. I'm telling you, Neymar with Mbappe will just go ball, run straight, score. You are comparing him with somebody that has time to dribble to make me want to watch football over and over again. It's not fair.
All right.
And I see it as an insult. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for your thoughts. So Ronaldo actually scored 84 goals in about 196 appearances for Manchester United. But then again, the man, Ronaldinho, I think at least, this one is not, you're a Barcelona fan, you're a Madrid fan, you're an Arsenal. No. The world agrees that this man really paid his dues. He might not have the numbers. Today's Sports Live, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Yes, I'm calling from Ego Island, Port Harcourt. My name is Benjamin Ogolo.
Benjamin, welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you, sir. I just want to comment a little about Ronaldinho.
Go ahead.
Ronaldinho, yes. Ronaldinho himself is a great player. In fact, I've not seen his rival. Despite the numbers of world best that Ronaldo and that of Messi, yes, won. But to me, Ronaldinho introduced the modern football that we are seeing today. In fact, he's a player that while playing, he's at the same time smiling.
I'm telling you.
His skill cannot be overemphasized. In fact, we cannot measure it.
Say it again.
I could vividly remember that of if now I'm older than Ronaldinho. I've not seen him. I don't know his age, but I know when he was playing, I'm quite a grown up. Yes.
He's 40.
Ronaldinho, yes. I don't know, but to me, conscientiously, I believe I'm older than him.
Okay.
But yes, I love him very well. I could vividly remember that of Korea Japan 2002. In fact, he's wonderful. And that of finance, I know Brazil lifted that trophy. In fact, he made a very good impact, and that of his matter over Paraguay. In fact, I don't like it. It's an injustice. It's not because of he entered Paraguay with a fake
passport.
Fake passport. That wouldn't have made them to jealous.
It's illegal. It's illegal, sir.
It's illegal. No, it's illegal. No.
Yes, FIFA should let them intervene.
No. Thank you so much, Benjamin, for your thoughts. But it's illegal taking fake passport. It doesn't matter who you are. Today's Sports Time. Good afternoon.
Dicky Jacob again.
Dicky Jacob, go ahead.
Ronaldinho was an extraordinary player. Even that time, we could not even talk where Barcelona passed because it was just like a magician. We were even happy then that the guy was zigzag. The way the of 5 players.
I'm telling you.
I tell you, that's why up to today we are still thinking that he was using jazz that time because we thought that it will last up to 5 or 6 years. He only lasts almost 2.5 years or to 3 years. So he was a great player. Even though he said what Ronaldo and other people play, like the child play. You only just want people were not watching them because of the show. They were watching it because of the entertainment. So it was a great player.
Thank
you very much.
Thank you so much for your thoughts. Today's Sports Time. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
My name is Lorenzo Delay.
Welcome to the show. Go ahead.
Talking about Ronaldinho, I don't think there's any player that can compare with him. When you talk of turning goals, passes that I gave to Eto'o, the dribbles and all the rest, he's my mentor. I even have his video clip up tonight on my phone. I have the CDs best of Ronaldinho that I used to watch all the time. So I call him a mentor. So I'm a Ronaldo fan, but I don't think Ronaldo and Messi they can compare what they.
No, they are not there. Yes, you're correct.
They're not there.
Yes.
They're not there. That boy will make you to come too close to the TV as if you want to hug the TV because his passes and the way he smiles. He's a wonderful player. Huh? I wish FIFA would go and rescue him in that prison.
No, let him just service. Let him pay the price for his crimes. Today's Sports Live. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Yes, my name is Mr. Okud. I'm calling from Oje.
Welcome to the show. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, I know the first time I don't follow football very well. Just I like football. But then I know when the first time Ronaldinho came to play in World Cup, I can't remember vividly the year. I saw him with his big tits then. You know what I'm saying?
His first World Cup?
Yes, he came to play. The first time he came to play World Cup, yes, I was aware. He was just a very young man then. You brought him, so he with his teeth were very big.
Yeah.
So I hate, at that time I hate him. I said, which kind of guy is the ball like this? But when he started playing, man, the guy was very fast. He was very young among the players then. And so they were looking away from him. And the Brazilians, they know him. So they were giving him ball. And when they give him the ball, in the midst of these big guys, he would dribble them and he would go through. So at that time, he was the youngest player then. I took interest in this guy. But I am so disappointed. I am so disappointed that a person of that nature, a person of that high caliber will just go and forge passport. No.
My dear.
No. I don't know. Perhaps maybe they need to know whether he did know that it's a forged passport or it was given to him in the place of the general. You know what I'm saying? If he's aware, because I know if he's aware, he may not. So I'm not.
All right, thank you so much for your thoughts. Today's Sports Time. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my brother.
Good afternoon. I don't know where you're calling us from.
My name is Dave from Ropopo.
Welcome to the show.
I want to talk about Ronaldo and on to Ronaldinho.
Okay, go ahead.
I watched him as a teenager in Port Harcourt. In 1999, Nigeria 99.
Yeah.
He was in Port Harcourt. I watched him live.
Yes, sir.
That time, he was still a small boy.
Yeah.
His name was Ronaldo then. And he was...
Yeah, his name was Ronaldo. True. You saw him.
Before he changed to Ronaldinho.
Yes.
everybody knows he will become something, even as a teenager at that time, because the way he was dancing with the ball in that competition, even as a young boy, everybody was afraid. I don't even know that people throw my kind of line. I have not seen any footballer like that man.
I have not, my brother.
I love Ronaldo. I love Messi. They are too much.
Yes, but they are not.
I have not seen any. Even somebody posted something. Great legend. Who is your best? I think commented just yesterday that is Ronaldo. I don't know, because of social media or whatever.
I tell you,
everybody just it did not stay long as people have said. But for me, it's the greatest.
It stayed too long. All right. Thank you so much for your thought. Today's Sports Live. Good afternoon. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good day.
Good day.
Good afternoon. Yeah, this is the caller from Azikiwa.
Isn't welcome to the show. Go ahead.
Yeah. This comparison between Ronaldinho, you have accepted that Ronaldinho plays the same kind of game.
No,
when it comes to
it's not a comparison. Ronaldo is a player of his own.
Yes, I love. Yes, I love that as a player because myself is a supporter of a staple football, being a staple, not a threat football.
Okay.
Messi and Ronaldo, I want to know, Messi and Ronaldo, did they play the same kind of game?
They were playing like that earlier in the career.
Not exactly.
Because I see Messi as somebody who is more skillful than Ronaldo.
It depends on what you mean by skillful. Messi is a very fast player.
What I mean by skillful, what?
I said Messi is a very fast player and plays around with spaces, but Ronaldo could do the leg overs. Messi is not a man to do all those leg overs and flicks.
He's not a fancy kind of player.
But Ronaldo was a combination of the two. He could do the flick flacks, the one we call snake bites. The flip flaps we call snake bites. He could do the overhead thing. He could do the breaking, and he could
also has space. He also has space.
He can also play around with the spaces.
Yes. Is that one like myself? I'm Arsenal supporter, but because of Barcelona, that kind of game, I support them. Like Guardiola, anywhere it is nothing because I enjoy the football, not only the goals.
Okay.
I enjoy the football, not only the goals. So that's why myself, I'm a Messi fan because he gives me the game, he gives me that.
Okay. So sorry, we lost that one, but I'm sure he was trying to say he enjoyed Lionel Messi to an extent, but. I don't know. I don't want to bring in Ronaldo and Messi comparison, but for Ronaldinho is there. But I don't know, guys. I'll get your thoughts quickly on this one. A lot of names have done that number 10 jersey for Brazil. I don't want to call clubs now because that would be a big argument. We'll go from PSG. I don't think anybody in PSG for now is up to his level. Maybe Zlatan could argue that one for another, but they're different kind of players. Then in Barcelona, Messi. And others. But let me just reel out some names that did wear the number 10 jersey, and I'll get the thoughts of the guys quickly and see if we can also take some calls for that. Pelé. When it comes to iconic figures in Brazil, I mean, you start at Pelé and you walk down. Pelé before Ronaldo, Pelé before Ayrton Senna, Pelé before even, sometimes even the statue of Christ at times, they have to, a 3-time World Cup winner, Pelé scored we hear over 1,000 goals across his career, a haul that is still today sparks debate everywhere. There's often the argument that a player cannot be bigger than his club. Yet, in the case of Pelé and Santos, that theory can be debunked. John Lennon once claimed the Beatles were, bigger than Jesus. That was there. But Pelé was bigger than the Beatles for football. He joined the Cosmos in the twilight of his career in the United States, and they ended up retiring even their number 10 jersey, for him. Zico was another man who played. Alex Ferguson once described Wayne Rooney as the white Pelé, but that description better suits Zico, talisman of the Brazilian team that flirted with greatness but fell agonishingly short. The real born attacking midfielder is held in reverence by those that remember him weaving his magic for the Seleção and particularly Flamengo at club level, for whom he scored over 400 goals. That's Zico. Another man who wore that number 10 jersey is Rivaldo. Forever tainted his legacy with shameful play acting against Turkey at the 2002 World Cup. To do a Rivaldo these days is now a proverb, or to mean accomplishing a spectacular piece of skill. Yeah, to a certain generation, it will always mean flinging oneself down and feigning injury. Still, what a player he was. Better with Barcelona than with his national team, it might be argued. After 5 dazzling years at Camp Nou, Rivaldo was outshone by Ronaldo during Brazil's 2002 World Cup triumph, and he had perhaps just hit the downward slope of his career at that point. But watch this 2001 hat-trick of Barcelona against Valencia. That ended his team a Champions League place, and he wowed, and wowed everyone who watched that one. 35 goals from 74 Brazilian caps. Not too bad. And of course, Ronaldinho also wore the number 10 jersey. A particular guy known as Jair. Yes, if that name sounds familiar, it might be because Brazil's president, Jair Bolsonaro, was named after the star of a long bygone Brazilian era. Yes, he played way back then. Neymar, another name now that is just popping up. He stands every chance of climbing this list. The PSG and former Barcelona forward has over 100 caps and 61 goals for Brazil. And the 28-year-old perhaps suffers from comparisons to the likes of Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, maybe we'll still wait for his own greatness. But Rivellino, another man, Diego Maradona once described Rivellino as one of the best ever. And the Brazilians' influence on the Argentines' greatest player has always been clear. A left-footed attacking midfielder, Rivellino had magnetic close control and found routes to dazzle out defenses and looked impossible to stop. Well, a name that comes in here is Marta. Now, in case you don't know Marta, she's a female player. She wears the number 10 for the female team.
What Marta?
But no, not what Marta. The female Marta. Yes. You might say, who is this guy? I don't know. If the name is not familiar, then maybe let me just enlighten us a bit. Marta finished ahead of Maya Hamm in the 2016 Guardian poll of experts to judge the greatest female footballer of all time. A sumptuously gifted forward, she has scored a record 17 World Cup goals and been voted FIFA's best female player 6 times. If you think Messi has won it, someone else has done it when it comes to the females. 6 times she's won the best female player of the year. Her dribbling is a delight. And when I see her, I see a little bit of Ronaldinho. Seriously. Kaká, last seen playing 5-a-side. That's a publicity stunt in London. Kaká star shone brightest in his Milan years with a 6-year San Siro spell from 2003 to 2009. Seeing the attacking midfielder dazzle in Serie A and the Champions League. 4 years at Real Madrid followed, and he had spells towards the end of his playing life with Sao Paulo, also turning out for Orlando City in the MLS. Deeply a religious man, he won 92 caps for Brazil, scoring 29 times, and was a World Cup winner in 2002, albeit playing just 25 minutes against Costa Rica. That was in the infancy of his Brazilian career. And despite his blossoming in later years, being far more involved in 2007 and 2010 tournaments, it was his lone World Cup triumph. The last name here would be Rai, not the Italian public broadcaster now, in case you follow maybe Italian Serie A, but the former Paris Saint-Germain star who pipped the likes of Leonardo and Juninho to make this list. Rai was a fine player who nevertheless would have been forgiven for having mixed emotions when Brazil won 1994 World Cup. He began the tournament as captain, but handed the armband over to Dunga midway through. After being dropped, he was benched for the final and stayed there. With Dunga, the man who lifted the trophy in a Guardian interview in 2008, Rai reflected, "It wasn't my best moment, but the win was beautiful. Brazil's first for 24 years. It was very important for us as a people." To add some names to this list, just in case I didn't mention that out, Juninho was a number 10 for Lyon. At some point, he tasted it for the Brazilian national team. Leonardo, too, was another man. But guys, I have called a lot of names. I don't know who has any objection. Maybe you say, okay, I think like me, I think Marta stands a chance. You know, if you want to, yes, she's female, but what she has done, if you've seen Marta play, even at her age now, as we speak, she still plays beautiful football. You know, Kaká was one name that stayed for a while, but couldn't find his rhythm. Rivaldo was another man. Rivellino, I'm sure we didn't see, some of us didn't see some of these names I would have mentioned, but Rivellino was another player who I feel I didn't get to see him play because it was in the 70s, but some highlights of the man shows a lot about him. Diego Armando Maradona even says he was one of his greatest influence, and that even when he plays, you could see a reflection of some parts of Rivellino. Neymar is another boy that's just coming up, but I don't know. Do you see anybody around there touching the number 10? You know, the level Ronaldo took that number 10 jersey to as a Brazilian player.
Funny enough, these players are quite good in their own right. Like when you want to talk about being sleek and be smooth as a player,
like Zico was one man.
You always think about the likes of Zico, think about Kaká.
Rivaldo.
When it comes to smoothness as a player, that's the smooth nature of playing the football. Make it look so easy when it comes to your play, and actually get into the box and play more like a striker. You always remember the likes of Kaká. Then when you want to talk about all-round goal scorer, definitely Pelé is out of this world. And then you could see what he has accomplished when it comes to individual laurels and also helping the nation. He was one of the most popular popular figure in his time, not just a footballer. You can also go on and on. Ronaldo is a striker. Ronaldinho. Then, but for me, I will say this: there are 4 players that are on their own different level. I will say this, but I won't pick one ahead of the other. I can't. It's difficult to say. I will say Pelé. Pelé is one, definitely, and the likes of Zico. Then I will say Ronaldinho, and for individual and then for creativity and how will I explain this? I saw Kaka play personally. I saw him on TV, and there's something about that young man. There's this way he plays the football. Like if you're a big fan of AC Milan, you understand what I'm saying? In his prime, when he was in AC Milan, he was a totally different kind of player. And that's what I judge when you look at players. How unique you are. Ronaldinho is unique. Pelé is unique. Zico is unique. And Kaka, to me, is very unique. So for me, I'll put these 4 players head and shoulder above the others. But that doesn't mean I will not take anything away from Marta. For the female folks, yes, she's great. I can't take anything away from Neymar as a Brazilian player, not in club football in Europe. I won't mention that, but for the Brazil national team, Neymar has done a lot. But for me, I always pick these players. You see the likes of Pelé, Zico, Kaka, and Ronaldinho. There's something spectacular about this guy.
But you're not picking one person.
I can't pick one person.
All right, relax. He has narrowed it down a bit. Pelé, Zico, Ronaldinho, and Kaka. Takes out Rivaldo. I don't know, but which of these number 10s for Brazil was the best for the ones you saw? Maybe the ones you heard about.
I can only see the ones. I can only talk about the ones I saw. Not even the ones I saw as a kid.
Videos,
not even the ones I saw as a kid.
So you saw Rivaldo?
Yeah, I saw Rivaldo play. I saw Ronaldinho play, and
saw Kaka.
Kaka as well. So I've seen these ones play. The ones I saw as a kid, I may not really talk about them because leave men in my rest of it. I can't really talk much about them because as a kid,
Pelé. I know you didn't see Pelé, but
oh boy, Pelé.
I saw videos and I saw the response from people that were
some people say don't even mention Pelé.
And mention other players.
Pelé is the man.
Yeah.
So but I actually when I got to see this list, I just picked out Pelé and Ronaldinho to be the last fighters to fight against each other for who is better than who. Pelé won 3 World Cups.
Yeah.
How many way Ronaldinho win?
It's not just about the World Cup.
And not just World Cup, the goals this man scored, whether it's debatable or not, the man scored a lot of goals.
Yeah. He made soccer popular in some obscure countries. So you can't take it away from Pelé.
Okay. When I see Pelé,
it's not about seeing him. The impact is there. It's clear. When countries had civil wars, but with the influence of Pelé,
there was this talk of Nigerian civil war.
Not just Nigerian civil war, other African nations. Like not him stopping, but it was more like a symbol. When you want to see Pelé play, everybody would drop down their guns and watch beautiful football. And that's the essence of soccer. I would say it's a uniting factor. So you cannot. That's why FIFA will always rate him high. Pelé. Even though we've not seen him play, we have seen what he has done. Like I always discuss my parents, and they always talk about how iconic this player was when he was playing football.
This is where I want Messi and Ronaldo fans to just listen for once. And Pelé was a good player. Just keep your Ronaldo and Messi thing, down there. But that's an argument for another day.
Wisdom, for me, honestly, Pelé is an icon. Respected football legend. The records are there. It's someone that played football and also had the numbers as well. If you want to look at number of goals and the like, he also has the record.
Yeah, he has the numbers.
But
that 1,200 and something, let's just leave that go. But I think he has the numbers.
He has the numbers.
If you check the goals scored for the clubs,
he has the numbers. He has. It's one of the legendary footballer in terms of numbers that can contest, with the likes of Ronaldo, and although those are different, different generations now. So he has the numbers. So respect to great Pelé, respect to the generation he played football, respect to his fans and those who adore him. I also adore him. I also give him great respect as it is. But he stands out for me. He stands out on a different set entirely. But to bring myself back to this discussion now, I want to limit my discussion to the likes of Ronaldinho, the likes of Kaká, Rivaldo, because trust me, plenty of people where they listen to us now, my speech in Tokam, plenty they will never say Pele play.
Yeah.
So they may not really understand
not even on clips, yeah. Sure.
Not even on clips, So they may not really understand. So make I put my own within Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, Kaká, where plenty don't see Lionel Messi, where plenty don't see play. So if I'm to go by that, I think Ronaldinho tops the rank for me in terms of donning that number 10 jersey.
For Brazil.
We've started with talking about him. His birthday is today, and we've talked about some great moments. Some mentioned the Champions League final 2006. Some mentioned the time he came here to play for Brazil in the World Cup and 2002 World Cup and the like. So the moments of Ronaldinho are right there. You can go on YouTube to see some of his moments if you've not seen him play, maybe before 90 minutes or something. So we've already talked about what the man is capable of, what the man is able to do. And I could recall I did say that this man, skillful-wise, footwork wise, is Ronaldinho. I beg your pardon. It's Ronaldo and Lionel Messi combined, in one person. So yeah,
and I kind of agree with that to an extent, because I know the man. Just like I explained to the other caller, then he has the pace, the same pace of Messi. Messi plays around with Messi like a fox in the box.
Yeah,
plays around with his paces and runs very fast.
Yeah.
Ronaldinho had that.
Yeah.
The leg overs too that Ronaldo does in his heyday.
He has it.
Ronaldinho has that.
He has it.
The flick flap, that's the snake bite. He also has that. The overhead.
He has it.
I can't call
He
names.
has it. He has the pace as well. So that's why I'm saying the man is Lionel Messi and Ronaldo combined. In that area, not the numbers. Now we did agree that maybe he may not really have the numbers, but you needed to see the man play to really appreciate his effect, in football. So he does it for me, for players who have done the number 10 jersey. If I'm to add someone right there, I don't know, I'm struggling over my head whether to pick Rivaldo over Kaká, because Kaká was also beautiful, although at some point in his career it's some sort of dwindled. It was not really much of to reckon with, but in his prime, in his prime, it was beautiful to watch. He had a lot of impact for his team. Back then, played for Real Madrid and even at I think AC Milan also. So you will agree that the man really, impacted well in football, in his teams and everything. And then Rivaldo, there is a certain Rivaldo too, who seems to be like a senior to Kaká. So I'm struggling either to place Rivaldo over Kaká or to place Kaká over Rivaldo. But I think I would just go basically with that three. Ronaldinho tops it for me. He's everything. He's everything you needed for someone that donned that number 10 jersey. It tops it for me. Then you could place a Kaká there, you could place a Rivaldo there. There've been other great players you've mentioned, the likes of Zico, the likes of the likes of Mata, the female Mata. Now I don't know why she shouldn't be there. I don't know why Mata shouldn't be there in that list.
Mata is just too good.
I don't know.
6-time world player of the year. At 34, she's still winning the world best player of the year award.
There's no reason she shouldn't be there. There's no reason. Impact in football, teamwork, and at the same time, the career numbers, the achievements to show for it. There's no reason she shouldn't be there. So this 4 would do it for me. Ronaldo, okay. Well, as a person, of course, I reserve that right to make a choice to rank it. But I'll rank Ronaldo at the apex, and then in no particular order for the race 4, Rivaldo, race 3 now, Rivaldo, Kaká, and Mata in no particular order. But Ronaldo stands out among the 4 I've mentioned. Wisdom.
And one thing I want to add, you made mention of going out there online and seeing some footwork of Ronaldinho. You can also see that of Pele. Most World Cup documentaries you can see in the footwork of Pele.
But the one of
a typical example of one footwork, I saw one Ronaldinho Pele did. That was the 1972 World Cup. He did one particular skill, and Neymar did the same some couple of years later. in
That's
Santo.
in his own generation now.
That same footwork, Neymar did the same. And funny enough, they did not still score at the end of the day, but it was similar. It was the same. So I feel the videos are out there if you want to really see and judge for yourself. From the likes of Zico, Pelé, Maradona, you can go out there online and you can source for these materials and you will see how these players actually influence their generation. But it's about generation change. For me, I felt what happened to Kaká was more of generational change because the football started changing, started evolving from living. It was becoming more business minded, and it affected some of those players like likes of Ronaldinho and Kaká. Players started involving, like goal scoring ability was seen more. Creating the assist was seen more, like it was more of statistics, and it actually killed the career of this player, especially between the 2007, 2008 and 9 season. It affected those sets of players.
Well, on average, I must admit that female, that lady is something else. 108 goals in 154 matches for the Brazilian national team. If you go to the club side, there was a particular club she was on loan. That was between 2000 and 2010. Santos, yes. She scored 26 goals in 14 matches. She played for Umia, a club then in Sweden or so. Between 2004 and 2008, she scored 111 goals in 103 matches. We are just looking at Ronaldo and Messi. What Mata has been doing. I mean, that young lady is something else. But maybe you need to also go and see clips if you've not followed female football to that extent. But I tell you, she's really good. She's really good. If they're playing the female World Cup, with all due respect to the Super Falcons, if Brazilian female team are playing, it's almost like attention. Yes, I love Nigeria and more, but I love seeing that young lady play. And well, before we get back to the phone lines, let's talk about the transfer market a bit. The major rumors first making the rounds in Europe. Well, first, the Premier League is again investigating playing games behind closed doors amid the coronavirus crisis in order to complete the season. That's according to the Independent newspaper. Manchester United are in talks with midfielder Nemanja Matic over a new 2-year deal worth £140,000 a week after triggering a clause to extend the Serb's contract by a year. Well, I don't know. Nemanja Matic,
not the youngest
2-year
players.
deal. Yeah, I don't know. But what do you make of that one?
I think it's for stability. Basically, they need a player of that experience to be possibly to guide the likes of McTominay and then the other defensive midfielders. It's more like a transition, so they just want consistency in that midfield. I think that's the essence of extending his contract.
Okay, Crystal Palace Ivory Coast winger Wilfred Zaha has offered free use of 50 properties to NHS staff who are battling the coronavirus outbreak in central London hospitals. A lot has been happening. Still on that one, we hear City and United, they joined forces to donate £100,000 to food banks in the city to help relieve the strain on resources during the coronavirus pandemic. Yes, a lot of people, both private individuals. Zlatan Ibrahimovic earlier in the week also donated around the same. He donated 40-something thousand, like two times.
Ronaldo offered
his hospital, his hotel for that. So I don't know, but it's definitely not the thing money can buy. It's just for them to keep trying and see how it pans out. But West Brom, for those who are still saying, is this thing real? Is it not political? Don't they want to collect money? West Brom striker Charlie Austin has urged people not to take coronavirus lightly after he tested positive. So that's another player who tested positive. The English 30-year-old suspects he contracted it at the Cheltenham Festival. It's according to the Telegraph. Chelsea forward Willian has asked the club's permission to return to his native Brazil in order to be with his family. We saw a player who ran away, Luka Jovic, earlier. We talked about it. Now, if this man decides to go back to Brazil or ask for permission, if you were Chelsea, would you grant such permission? He says he wants, because of his family, wants to be closer to his wife and his kids. But would you grant that? Looking at the atmosphere at the moment.
I think it's following the right processes, and that's first of all seeking permission from your parent club, and that's a nice idea. Then for me, possibly I'm member of the Chelsea board if I will let Willian go right now in this crisis. We've seen people travel basically, but you have to be cautious. I think caution should be the key word here. So if Chelsea feel it's safe for him to fly down to Brazil, I think we don't need to ground ourselves totally because of the incident. Ground totally. If there's possibility of him flying to Brazil, so be it. Let him fly. But if it's too difficult, especially in the area he's living right now, then let him stay and face out this period. But if it's possible for him to go back to Brazil safely, very important, then they should do it.
Okay. Well, leading championship clubs are considering a plan to cap player wages at £6,000 a week because of the suspension of the football season. Reliance, we talked earlier about cutting people's wages. This grammar, is it like I'm the one that's getting it in this direction? They are considering a plan to cap player wages at, they don't want to use cuts, to cap player wages at £6,000 a week because of the suspension of the football season. I know you've argued on the side of the player, saying it's not my business that there is a coronavirus. Some people have said, in business you win and lose. So if there's coronavirus, you bear the brunt, not the staff or the workers of the club. But I don't know. When the English press, they try to push these things out there, they make it look so good at times. We've had the one in Switzerland, and it's been painted like it's not too good because Alex Song is involved. Oh, why would they do it like this? But what do you make of this idea? These clubs, money is like the bloodline of the business.
Yeah.
You don't want to spend this money, and at the end, you still have to pay these players their wages for not doing anything, not playing any game.
Wisdom.
Would it be different when it comes here?
Wisdom. The players are not playing any game. Everything is on standstill. Let's understand that. Everything sports. Will I be okay? Session as the Belarus League, but everything sport is like on a standstill. I don't describe WWE as a sport.
No, that one is not part of. It's not part of the calculation.
That's like more like a movie or something. So everything sport is on a standstill at the moment. Nobody's playing anything. So on what basis are you cutting players' salary? That's my question. On what basis? Just because they are not playing football. But remember that everything sport is on a standstill at the moment. So on what basis are you going to slash their salary or their salaries? It's somewhat difficult to chew. Even if I'm trying to understand from the angle of the management of the club. But also remember that the expenses right now will not be on maintaining the players, but it will be on maintaining your facilities. Production of jerseys that the players will use could be put on hold at the moment, which of course is not directly undertaken by the management of the club, but by their sponsors who have decided to agree to take over that responsibility to sponsor the jerseys of the club. So everything you spend on maintaining the players at the moment as per expenses is also on standstill when they are playing. So on what basis are you slashing the salaries of the players? You are maintaining your facilities. Are you going to cut the money that you're supposed to pay welfare of players now? We are talking about salaries here. We're not even talking about wages or bonuses. If it were to be match winning bonuses, understandable, yeah. Camping bonuses, training bonuses, yeah, understood, because you're not training, you're not camping, you're not winning matches, you're not being defeated, you're not drawing matches. So these areas are understandable that you decide to slash them or even cut them down totally. Okay. But salaries, basic salary, brother Ali, now wow.
All right, Liverpool have been in negotiations for some time with Lille's 21-year-old French under-21 midfielder Boubakary Soumare. This is according to the Sport in Spanish. Well, they go for youngsters these days, and Boubakary Soumare is one of the hottest properties too when it comes to young talents. I don't know, but one player Liverpool should consider going for. We've heard they're already in negotiations. Maybe a little talk. As I said, teams are beginning to use this back door to arrange one or two things. But are they not going for too many youngsters? We saw Liverpool bring in Van der Beek, a 17-year-old, I think so, Van der Beek or so. Then they brought in
the Minamino.
The Minamino guy too. You can even understand.
Young,
it's around 23, 24. But it's 21-year-olds you're going for. They signed. I think there was a boy that was Harvey Elliott. They did sign last season. Are they, maybe would you say, is a preparation for the future, or like some have said, let's look at bringing in more experienced legs into the teams, looking at the fact that Sadio Mane might be leaving at the end of the season?
First of all, you could see the successes of young players in that team. You cannot take your eyes off Alexander-Arnold, what he has done when he was even 18, 19. So there's a possibility of bringing in these youngsters instantly. They become possibly an instant success. So for the Liverpool, I think it's more of, let's get these young players for cheap. Now, you can never even imagine how much they bought Robertson and the likes of Alexander-Arnold from the academy team.
Which was why they tried getting Chukwueze in January.
They want the youngsters that possibly come for a cheap, then mix them up with experienced legs, and let's see what they will get at the end of the day. And I think it's more of getting these youngsters for cheap, minimizing the amount of money they spend on transfer market. They didn't even sign a player last season for some obvious reasons. So I think it's about they just want to cushion the effect of spending too much and bringing these youngsters. There's a possibility of we still getting another Alexander-Arnold in the process. So I think Liverpool just want to spend less. It's about spending less.
Well, Juventus want to offer Chelsea Bosnian Herzegovinian midfielder Miralem Pjanic as part of a swap deal for 28-year-old Italian midfielder Jorginho, Corriere dello Sport. There's a group. I got to see some arguments, reliance on this one. Some people are saying without Jorginho, can Mauricio Sarri not survive? Is Jorginho the air he breathes when it comes to his coaching and all that? We saw when he came to Chelsea, he had to bring in Jorginho from his former club. Now talking about that was Napoli then.
Yeah, Napoli.
I don't know, but what do you care? Do you think it's a good move? It would be a good move for Jorginho, or maybe a good one for Chelsea to even get Miralem Pjanic?
It would be a good move for Jorginho, being reunited with someone that believes so much in him, from Napoli to Chelsea, now to Juventus. And it assures the man of playing time, regular playing time, because as it is, that means it's going to give him enough time to play just like he did in Chelsea, despite all the criticism that you have a sitting Kante that was doing properly or overly well in that position, but he decided to bench him for Jorginho that had mistakes and errors in his first couple of matches for the Blues. So yeah, it would be a good move for him. Funny enough, wisdom, even a certain Frank Lampard is still using Jorginho in that particular position that many of the Chelsea faithful criticize Mauricio Sarri for. And nobody's saying anything, as it is. So a good move for Jorginho, but for Chelsea, I don't know. I wouldn't say it would be nice for them to lose Jorginho now. Kante for Pjanic, yeah. Kante, I think Kante had injury worries before the league was suspended, and Jorginho was like the man at that position. And I think the man has also been used to that position and is also supporting the defense as much as you expect him to do, with some good passes sometimes when required. So it wouldn't be nice at this point to lose Jorginho. With the Kante doing good as well, in terms of attacking position, maybe sometime dropping back as well to also aid that position. But for Jorginho to leave, it wouldn't be good. But for him as a person, for Chelsea now, but for him as a person, a good move for him to be united with his former boss.
All right, on loan, Manchester United striker Odion Ighalo earns £8,000 per goal and £9,000 for every win on top of his £180,000 a week wages at Old Trafford. This is according to The Sun. Barcelona and Real Madrid could move for 27-year-old Austrian defender David Alaba, who is unsure about extending his contract with Bayern Munich. A good move for any of these two teams, Priye? You seem surprised.
27-year-old and David Alaba. Alaba is becoming versatile in the defensive area these days. I saw him play as a central defender against
midfield.
He played defensive midfield. He has been a left back, now a central defender. So he's quite versatile. So Barcelona will definitely need such players in that position. 27, not that bad. of our age that's possibly at his prime right now. Then for the story about the Chelsea Jorginho thing, I feel and Chelsea will gain more because I don't know, personal opinion, I think Pjanic is quite better than Jorginho defensively, attacking mind, and in all ramification as a midfielder. So I don't know, I think it will be better for Chelsea. And the age difference is not that big, 29, 28.
Okay, we'll be getting to the phone lines, but before that, we have some messages coming from the message portal, Priye.
Yeah, and we have the very first one. Good day, guys. Ronaldinho made the game interesting. He scored stunning goals, amazing passes, mesmerizing skills. I love the man with passion. I even bought CDs plates of him. I have his video clips on my phone. He makes football nice, better than Messi and C. Ronaldo. Ever smiling, and I'm Lorenzo Delete from HA. Then we have another one. Yeah. Said, Ronaldinho is the only player my dad referred as. I will not mention that word. I remember what he did to check. Ronaldinho will dribble with smile on his face. Another one here. We have, let me see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we have this.
Okay, while he sorts out that one, let's open up the phone lines again. 0817 0000951 0810951095, and I'll take it slowly. 0817 0000951 0810 9510 951. For the text message portal is 0701 9339 962. Today's Sports Live. Good afternoon. Hello.
Hello.
Go ahead. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Obina from Ovivo.
Obina, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I've been hearing comments about Ronaldinho, everything from people, but there's something I've not heard of. His nickname is the Mo.
And I give her the name of me.
I'm telling you, this guy is the Mo. That's what we know him for.
Yes,
So he scored against Chelsea, that free kick. When everybody was standing, just pick the ball. That ball was found back of the net. The guy is too much. If you stand face to face with this guy, what you'll be watching is him dancing. Before you know it, the ball is back of your net.
I tell you.
Enjoying his dancing. This guy is too much. There's a more for it.
All right, thank you so much for your thoughts. There's some messages.
Yeah, we have one on our WhatsApp platform. Good afternoon, sports crew. I am Obolo Cake from Igruta. For my best footballer that ever played the game of soccer is Ronaldinho, Zidane, Okocha, and Figo.
All right, today's Sports Live. Good afternoon.
Wish.
Lawson, welcome to the show.
Have you ever heard of self-recognition? Have you ever heard of that word, self-recognition? It was used at some time on the Senate president when he was involved in some bank robbery and all that, and the police released him on self-recognition. I think that Ronaldinho should have been released on self-recognition. Really. I mean, given the kind of person he is and all that, pending the determination of the case. I hope you know the matter has not been determined.
Yeah.
So he should have been. I don't know why they are even holding him, really.
But the passport is fake.
I know, but the matter is in court. Really. It's just that they are trying to bring in money laundering also. I don't know. They are investigating that. But
true.
For me, I feel that he should have been released on self-recognition while they determine the case. That would have been the best thing, given what he has done. I feel that I don't, just like you and the rest of the guys in the studio, I don't think anybody, any player so far, remove Pelé, can match what he did in his playing time. So I think they should release him. That Reliance, I don't even understand. Even him, the Reliance, should be having some kind of pay cut because he's scratching the surface. There is no sports news to report. And then he's saying why they want to reduce or cut players' wages. He's asking why. When they are not playing, are they playing? Do you know that week in, week out, they make money? They make money by playing. The TV rights and all the things you talk about is by playing. They are not playing. Where do you think the clubs will have money to continue to pay them these big wages.
So, Lawson, you think their salaries should be cut?
Yes, now their salaries should be slashed. You see, they need to come together and have some kind of understanding for their salaries to be slashed, because we don't know how long this is going to take. Even the April 30th that you are talking about,
it's not definite.
It's feasible. It's not feasible because there is no cure. Make no mistake, China did not cure it. They just merely contained it. Do you understand? They just merely, by as at the last check now, is it up to 3,000? How many deaths now in England? Do you understand? So for me, even the financial fair play, I think that they need to also look at it. There is no money. Money is not coming in anywhere. Where will the money come from? It comes from playing football. You are not playing. You are not doing anything. Nobody brought the virus. It's here. So everybody needs to understand, have some kind of understanding that, look, this is the situation. In order to help ourselves, we can take a pay cut.
All right.
You understand?
All right.
We can take a pay cut. So for me, I think that they should agree to take a pay cut so that the clubs too can remain afloat until this coronavirus goes away.
All right.
That's the thing. Because like if you look at your studio too, you understand? If it is me, I will collect all your paychecks.
Today's first live. Good afternoon.
Losing call, I beg.
But no, we are doing our full job. Them, they are not playing. We are playing. It's not like we are not playing. If we are not playing now, you could understand. If they say, okay, wisdom, stay in your house, then but I'm playing.
No longer fly like a Superman.
I'm working. Today's Sports Live. Good afternoon.
Hello?
Today's Sports Live. Good afternoon.
Madiba, once more.
Madiba, welcome back.
Yeah. I think, let me say something concerning Ronaldinho's issue. I think those are areas where the institution, is working. It's not about who you are. If you follow the law, you will pay. You understand? If it's not Nigeria that you just want to do things and go away. You understand? Whether that passport was arranged for him by an agent or whatever, you need to know by his standard and his status. You know, not to go in there because this thing with the first, what is embarrassing. So it's not about this thing. It's whether he appeal or whatever they call it, he should do it because next time he should not fall into this kind of prayer like that. Because we've seen other stars way back. And that time, not only him that has done some prison service before. I don't know if you guys must have read about that. People like Polirossi and the rest. Those are equally great players.
Yeah, even Robinho. He's also in jail.
Italian players and all that.
Adriano at some point.
They have to even bring him from prison to come and play football and go back. You understand? Because of how talented he is. So it's not about if you follow the law, you go for it. Those are areas where institutions work.
Sure.
You follow? Yes.
All right.
So that club, you people brought the issue again of pay cut. It is never here or there. Maybe they are broke. Let me just say so. But I think the players are right. They need to have a good dialogue with them and do that.
All right. Thank you so much.
Finally, you took number 10 only from Brazil. Equally great because your analysis was only number 10, Brazilian 10.
Yes, no, we just did that for because of the jersey of Ronaldinho in Brazil. I don't want to go to Barcelona because that argument will not end. So I have to pick Brazil.
And again, it's Ronaldinho's birthday.
It's Ronaldinho's birthday. Not like so I just
that's why we had to narrow it down to Brazil.
I just narrowed it to Brazil.
It's okay because I was listening. I thought you were making general.
No, I would have added Ukocha and the others.
No. It's okay.
All right. Thank you so much for your thoughts, Madiba. Today's Sports Live. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dina.
Stella West, welcome back.
Yeah, you see what did is a criminal act. So we are not talking about football here.
Yeah.
We are talking about, offense he committed.
Yeah, he'll be punished.
So there is nothing like self-recognition at all.
Okay.
In fact, he's supposed to be a role model, because that act he committed is a criminal act. This to show that he has a criminal tendency in him. In fact, they should not release him. He should be there until they try him and jail him.
Okay, thank you so much, Stella West, for your thoughts. Priya, we have some messages.
Yeah, we have this one. He has been sending this message. And good day, sports crew. My best is Ronaldinho and Messi because they got the skills and potential. I love watching them. Ronaldinho and Messi are my goats. Jackson Chelsea from Port Harcourt. Then we have this other one.
Not like his go-to greatest player.
No, the greatest player of all time. Definitely not the go-to you're thinking. Ronaldinho is the only player my dad calls. I remember when he did what he did to Czech. Ronaldinho will dribble you with smile on his face. He sent this message before.
Okay, 0817000951, 0810951091. Today's Sports Live. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. I hope you're hearing me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Thank you. This is Jerry again.
Jerry, welcome back.
Thank you. Yes. I'm happy that Lossie has commented on the same thing. What I said, that there's need for because you see, these people are not African football, African team. This is private clubs. It's not like this state-owned club here that whatever happened, they say to bring out money. The gate taking is too much there. The fund has gone down low. You analysts are supposed to be people that can call upon to manage clubs and clubs such a thing. You should understand that better. That I'm expecting 80 club in Europe. Mark what I'm saying. To have a pay cut. And moreover, concerning Pele, let's just put Pele aside. Please, let's just put Pele aside. Don't add Pele to other human beings. Do you know what Pele does? One man can dribble the whole players on the field and score.
Oh yeah.
I mean, is it a mirage? Is it a lie?
He did something close to that, but he didn't dribble everybody on the field of play.
No,
but he did something close to that.
No, they can't call it in that template. They call it the play.
I didn't see all the goals, maybe.
But where did you get that history? They gave it the plague. There's one award they give it called the plague.
Okay.
That template in the Bible was given to him. They gave him a sheet called the template, the plague. Please. Do you see what that man did in 1974 against Poland, where he was finally wounded, where he took the ball, going around the whole players, the entire Brazilian squad, they stood aside. Have you seen what's the clip? They stood aside, all of them. They were just standing there. They left him alone.
All right.
He was going around Poland, going around there, on. This one not be saying a free trick. Not be. You want to compare that to human being?
Thank you so much for your thoughts, Jerry. Okay, and just to confirm that it's 177 deaths in the United Kingdom and not over 1,000.
It wasn't called 3,000. I don't know where he got his figures from. But just 177
is Italy
deaths
that has
in the UK.
4,000 plus. Today's Sports Live. Good afternoon.
I call back Destiny.
Go ahead, Destiny.
Yeah, so is it my loss, my friend, that people don't take a bar over there? It is only here you have to take a bar. People don't take a bar over there. Irrespective of who you are, you don't take a bar. Yeah, we have a serving senators in this country, and they are in prison. Are they representing their people? I have they take pay cuts. They are still paying them. So if you want to take a pay cut, if you want them to take pay cut, you have to discuss with them. You discuss with them by getting the contract.
Yeah.
So if you want to cut their salary because of the way things are right now, you have to discuss with them.
Should be out of mutual consent, yeah.
Yes, you don't just go because these are just like what the World Cup in Switzerland. The president decided to sack some of the players
in Swiss Sion.
Okay. Yeah. So it doesn't work that way. If you want them to consider you, they can consider. If you don't want them anymore, you wait till that when their contract is over and then you can grab it. Talking about my Ronaldinho, even as the show is going on, I'm still watching the videos.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm watching the videos in YouTube. I won't be able to say everything about him. Though those who watch him, who know him very well, know he's not a red card player, he's not a yellow card player, he's not a complainer, he doesn't complain.
All right.
The more you kick him, the more he laugh at you, and then just make sure he dribble you. If he wants to dribble you 10 times, he'll dribble you 10 times. And I also listened to Arsene Wenger just right now. That season he was chasing after Suarez.
Okay.
Yeah, Arsene Wenger made a comment that for you to get somebody, that person must play, and to spend a huge sum of money to buy a player, that person must play like a Ronaldinho.
All right, thank you so much for your thoughts. We just have to leave it there. And on that note, we call it a wrap on the first part of today's Sports Life, where we did talk about everything international, European football. I did the show with Reliable Reliance and, of course, Priye, Izogu, who was also part of the show. My name is Wisdom Obinas. For the guys who have been asking about Nigerian football, Emeka Dena and Victor are here to give us everything we need to know when it comes to Nigerian football. Keep it locked on this dial today, FM 95, the rocking one.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
What a goal! Hangs it up for Ronaldo. Oh my God!
Experience the glorious goals rush. The heated verbal jabs and even moments of madness. Experience the sensational swings, strokes and shots. The moments of victory and despair. Experience lights out on a majestic night in Singapore and a whole lot more.
On your premium talk news and sports radio station.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Listen to Sports Attack every weekday from 7:30 a.m. and today's Sports Live after the news update at 3 p.m. Stay tuned on Saturdays and Sundays for a bumper edition of today's Sports Live from 1 to 6 p.m. Experience sports in its entirety on your premium talk news and sports radio station. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Hello, my name is Kanwanko aka Papilo. For the latest and trending sports stories, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt.
My name is Gianni Infantino, FIFA president. For the best of sports, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt.
With my voice, here to win, it's my choice. You can dream, if you believe, give it all you've got. They are fast, I am faster. They are strong, but I'm stronger. I'm the best, so I pick up my chest. My dream, my speed, and my strength. Give me the power to win. We're flying higher to the top. Can't stop me now. Give me the power to win. So strong.
All right, the world and not just Nigeria needs the power to win coronavirus. The pestilence is ravaging the world, I tell you. But we are asking God to give us the power to win. If there's any time that we need to draw closer to God, I think it is this time. 22 new cases in that 22 confirmed cases in Nigeria, 10 new confirmed earlier today. I tell you, from 1 is now 22 in Nigeria. Coronavirus, we need the power to beat it. And of course, God can give us that power. And on that note, I say a very good evening to you and welcome to the second part of today's Sports Live this lovely Saturday evening. The show is reaching you from the studios of a premium news talk and sports radio station. Today, 95.1 FM right here in Port Harcourt. Emeka Dena is my name and Victor Oriahi is here in the building as well. Victor, good evening to you and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Emeka. Good evening to you. Good evening to everyone listening. Well, just like you stated, we need that power to win and eventually we'll win. I mean, it's not the first time that we've seen the human race, or you want to say mankind, being faced with some sort of challenge, but eventually we would win.
We've seen Ebola, we've seen Lassa fever, we've seen SARS.
Exactly.
Now we have Corona. I mean, but come on, the figures are scary. Italy is on lockdown. Spain, Japan, China, so many countries are affected. Over 150 countries are affected globally, and more than 8,000 deaths already.
And gradually, over 10,000
now. I mean, the figures are increasing by day.
Well, we just hope eventually everything would come to an end. That's the truth. We don't know how soon, but I know for of a surety that very soon everything would come to an end. But it's great to be here to talk about the Nigerian football, be it in the local scene, about the MPFL, also chipping one or two about the Super Eagles. But it's always great to be here, Mecca.
All right, always great to be here. And of course, permit me to go to the Holy Book and give you some lines there. Perhaps that will serve as an encouragement to you all out there. Now, Psalm 91, verse 9 to 10. It says, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come near thy dwelling. Take that to the bank. That is if and only if you're close to the Lord. Because the Bible says, even the same Psalm 91, it says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And if you are there, coronavirus will not come near you, I tell you. All right, this evening on the show, we'll be talking about MPFL. As a matter of fact, there's nothing to talk about now that coronavirus has not affected in the world of sports and football particularly.
Yeah, nothing at all. I mean, the
NFL says football is shut down for 4 weeks.
For 4 weeks, we hope it doesn't get more than that. We've even seen in the European scenes as well, the Premier League extend their own date to the 30th of April.
And the league has been postponed indefinitely.
Yeah. So it just shows that everything is on a lockdown, both humans and also our sports.
Well, have we ever had it so bad before in the history of mankind? I can't remember since I was born.
Mecca, exactly. I don't know if there has been, but since I was born, I can't remember it being this way to the point that it's affecting, when something affects the
Euro 2020 moved to 2021. China tournament,
it has affected, it has
World
affected
qualifiers, AFCON qualifiers,
everything,
virtually everything.
Holding
Grand Slam tournaments, have been postponed.
It's just the Olympics that is still trying to be strong-headed.
As a matter of fact, the United States Athletics have called for the Olympics to be shifted. It means in a question of days now, it looks like the Olympics will eventually be suspended.
Well,
or
we hope that
moved
happens.
to a new date.
We hope that happens eventually because it will be unwise to host the biggest sporting event, being the Olympics, at such a time as this.
How are we going to even host the Olympics when athletes are still battling to even qualify?
And when
the qualifying tournaments have been shifted.
And when countries are on lockdown.
Yes,
so how do you travel? Are we going trek to Tokyo?
They are not even training as they are supposed to. They are on self-isolation, the athletes and what have you. All right, but come on. This evening we'll be talking about Nigerian football, basically. You know how we do it? On a Saturday and Sunday, second part of the show is dedicated to Nigerian football. We will talk about Nigerian football as always here on the show. Now, Israel Abia, you know that name. He's a striker with Rangers, formerly of Sunshine Stars, before that move to Rangers. The man says he is sure of breaking Mfon Odo's record of 23 goals in one season. He has only scored 12. And we have 13 matches to go. The man says he's sure of breaking that record. We will hear from him and we'll ask you whether you think he will be able to break that record. He needs 12 more goals to shatter Mfonodo's record. Can he do it? It took him 25 matches, so to say, even though he missed so many matches along the line. But we have played 25 match days already. This man needs 12 more goals to break Mfonodo's record. He says he can do it. Plateau United are top of the table, and their manager said they need consistency to claim the title for a second time in 4 years. Remember in 2017, under Kennedy Boboye, they were able to grab their first league title. And right now, Abdul Mekaba, is doing a good job with that side there. Now, we have the latest on Chineme Martins, the Nassau United defender that slumped and died thereafter. Remember, NFF did set up an investigative committee to look into the death of that man, to find out what actually led to the death and suggest, make suggestions as to what to be done in such situations going forward. Hopefully, the secretary of that committee, the one and only China Ikweremana Chiru, will be joining us on the show live inside the studio here to talk about their findings so far and what they intend to achieve after the 10-day period. Remember, all football activities in the country has been shut down for 4 weeks, according to the NFF. But only one activity is permitted to go on, and that's the duty of the investigative committee. So they won't be stopped by that executive order coming in from Mama Jopinik. But of course, how is the lockdown in football affecting you? Ordinarily, you should be at viewing centers, or we'll be talking about previewing matches for match day 26 tomorrow in the MPFL. How is it affecting you? What do you make of that decision by the NFF to say let all football matches in Nigeria be put on hold until 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, they will even examine the situation to know whether to even extend it. How is that affecting you? And God willing, this evening, Stanley Eguma, the Rivers United coach. Remember, they are doing quite well in the league before the suspension. They are currently second on the table behind Plateau United. Stanley Eguma has promised to join us on the show this evening from the 5 o'clock hour. Hopefully, we'll have him here talk to us more about the success story of Rivers United. They look poised to play on the continent next season. They are even eyeing the league title, as a matter of fact. These and many more will be coming your way on the show, even as we look back at what has happened so far in the MPFL before the suspension of the league. All right, the show is very, very interactive. You know that. All you need to do to be part of the discussion is to send your messages via text or WhatsApp to 070-1933-9962. That's 070-1933-9962. We've raised a lot of issues already, so feel free to react to any of them. We'll read your messages in due time. And on Twitter, you can join us at Today FM 951. At Today FM 951. That's the station's handle. Copy any one of us in the studio here. We'll read your tweets as well. My handle is at Emeka Dena, and Victor's handle is at Victor Oriahi. At Victor Oriahi. That's Oriahi.
Yeah.
You know how to spell Victor. One word, Victor Oriahi, right there. Same as at Emeka Dena, my handle. And later we'll throw the phone lines wide open for you to have your say. Don't go anywhere. The show will be right back after this time out.
They are fast, I am faster. They are strong, but I'm stronger. I'm the best, so I pick up my chest. My dream, my speed, and my strength. Give me the power to win. We're flying higher to the top. Can't stop me now. Give me the power to win. Stronger, so strong. Can't stop us now.
I believe in my dreams. That's my way. I never surrender.
All right, we need the power to win. We need the power to overcome coronavirus. That can only come from the Almighty, I tell you. Earlier today, 10 new cases in Nigeria. 7 in Lagos, 3 in Abuja, bringing the total number of confirmed cases of coronavirus here in Nigeria to 22. That's really scary. From 1 Italian, and now it is 22, Victor. The number keeps increasing. And it's not in Port Harcourt. We pray it doesn't even get to Port Harcourt, River State. No, as a matter of fact, for now is in Ogun, Ekiti, Abuja, and Lagos. 22 new cases. We will talk about the football angle, but in the meantime, I think people need to know what to do in terms of hygienic actions they need to take, measures they need to take to prevent the coronavirus. One of them will be washing your hand with soap for at least 20 seconds, right?
Emeka, very, very true. And that's something that we would love to do. And I think we should try as much as possible. That's for everyone listening to do as often as possible. Educate people on what to do and what not to do. Because there's another thing that's been going on, and that is that the false news. There are so many persons going around
fake news,
spreading fake news and telling people different things. First of all, it was talk about chloroquine. Yes, it was approved from Donald Trump. It was approved, but it wasn't officially given as a treatment. It was only approved. And I got to see a story on Twitter, and I'm here to confirm it, of a man who drank chloroquine and was rushed to the hospital. You were not given dose, you were not given anything.
So, but we'll wait until the World Health Organization confirms any of such recommendations.
In the meantime, Emeka, we would like to advise everyone to please regularly and thoroughly wash your hands with soap and water for at least 30 seconds. Or with alcohol-based sanitizer.
Exactly.
Very,
with
very
about
important.
60% of alcohol.
Yes, and you should try your best to maintain a 2 meters distance. That's just like 5 feet apart from between yourself and anyone who is consistently coughing and sneezing. And for those who are coughing and sneezing, please do so
to the hospitals.
Yeah,
go for a checkup
and also do so with a handkerchief. Even if it's just the flu, you inhaled something, do so with a handkerchief, or use the flex of your elbow. Try not to sneeze on your palms, so you don't just spread it to someone. And of course, dispose the tissue immediately.
Yeah.
But of course, you can also call the Nigeria Center for Disease Control toll-free number,
Line, okay,
which is available 247 for guidance on 080 09 70 00010. I'll take it again. 0800 97 000010. It is completely free. So if you feel any symptoms, do well to you feel like you have a fever, you're coughing, you're sneezing, you're experiencing some difficulty in breathing, just do well to go to a pharmacist or a hospital nearby. Let's try to avoid self-medication in this period as much as possible to save not just yourself but also the ones around you. There's something I've got to say. We must talk about the good side of we should not just look at the gloomy side. People are dying and all. There are also persons who are recovering from this. But
exactly.
These are people.
For the 22 cases in Nigeria, two
have already
free.
recovered.
They've been declared free. Yeah.
So, and you look at the worldwide tally. You have over 85,791 persons that have already recovered. Yes, that there are over 220 something thousand cases. We have over 85,000 persons that have recovered, and this is as a result of early detection. And of course, you find a way to just start.
Even the Arsenal manager, Mikel Arteta, is recovering nicely.
He says Arsenal says he's responding nicely to treatment, and I won't be surprised if in the coming days he tests negative. The Italian who brought the virus to Nigeria has already tested negative for the virus. So when you feel these symptoms, it's not an automatic death sentence. Just go to the hospital and do the needful. Isolate yourself, just to save yourself and the persons around you.
All right. We pray that those who have the virus here in Nigeria, about 22 of them, that of course they will eventually test negative and no death will be recorded. So far, no death has been recorded in Nigeria from the coronavirus. Our hearts are also with the families of those who have lost their lives as a result of the virus. Over 10,000 deaths already globally. The worst hit now is Italy, and we pray that, of course, very soon, sooner rather than later, the spread of this virus will come to an end. The virus itself will die, and coronavirus will just be news thereafter.
History.
All right. I feel like saying, in the name of Jesus. All right. Okay, let's go to our business of the day. Let's start from the news that hit us late Wednesday night, where the Nigeria Football Federation, of course, they say all professional football activities in Nigeria has been postponed until 15th of April. That's for 4 weeks due to the coronavirus pandemic. The Nigeria Football Federation announced the decision following an executive order from its president, Amaju Pinnick, on Wednesday night. It comes after a number of confirmed cases of coronavirus in the country reached 8 at the time, and 5 tested positive on Wednesday. An NFF statement on Wednesday said all matches under their control would be suspended in the next 4 weeks. This includes the Nigeria Professional Football League, Nigeria Women's Football Leagues, the Nigeria National League, and the Nigerian Nationwide League and regional divisions. Development is coming a few hours after the Nigeria Top Flight Week 25 fixtures were played across 10 centers on Wednesday. Of course, it came after match day 25 in the MPFL on Wednesday. Now, Victor, if you read the NFF statement, they went as far as saying even street football, you're not even permitted to play. Like, you put what we call monkey posts, in the streets to play around and what have you. You are not even permitted to do that in Nigeria at the moment because of that order coming in from the NFF. I don't know. What's your thought on that decision? At the time the decision was made, it was only 12 cases in the country.
Yes, and that's the thing. You see how it's spreading. I think it was a very timely decision from the Nigerian Football Federation to do so. Just imagine most of these cases are recorded in Lagos, and then you have MFMFC playing there. What if one of these persons had gotten to the stadium, the Agege Township Stadium, to cheer for MFMFC, and then that's just how it spreads. It's very timely from the NFF to do so at such a time as this. And we've seen countries that don't even have a case of the virus already put the country on lockdown, and for Nigeria to just restrict or suspend football for a period of 4 months, it is 4 weeks. 4 weeks rather. It is very timely, Emeka. But then about the street football, someone did say something during the week show. A person asked how possible it was going to be for the NFF to ensure that these things are followed duly. Yes, you can't say that the MPFL won't be played. The NNL, the NWFL, which was supposed to
organized,
yes. Well, how do you know about
Who
street
regulates
football?
street football,
Are you setting committee? If you see anybody, you now arrest them, even if they are small children. Well, it's just a memo
that's on a lighter note.
I tell you,
guys will still go out there and do their
and
thing,
play football.
I
saw people play. I saw people play
for your health sake, for safety sake, prevention. They say is better than cure. Avoid even street football. You never can tell.
Yes, but because I did see some persons playing street football just yesterday, and I was wondering, what if the NFF sees them? What's going to happen? But then about the entire scenario, I think it's a critical, is a very important and duly taken decision by the NFF. It came in a very important time. Yes, it broke the hearts of quite a number of Nigerians. It looks like the NPFL rather, was the only thing giving us some sort of joy in the country. We've not been seeing football. I'm tired of watching replays of the Premier League and other big leagues. The NPFL was the only thing giving us joy. Going to the Yakubu Gowon Stadium
and that joy is short-lived right now.
It's short-lived, but then it's just for 4 weeks. We can live through it. I tell
even
you.
for the 4 weeks.
It's not confirmed.
Yes, exactly.
Because it can actually be extended.
It depends on the situation. The cases in Nigeria are increasing. So if it continues like this, the suspension will be further extended, as it were. We saw the case of the English football, where they said 3rd of April. Now after the meeting on Wednesday, it's now 30th of April. They are not even sure. At the earliest.
At the earliest, exactly.
So just the 30th of April, the cases are still high. They will still postpone.
You can just see the Premier League commence in June.
No football competition, no sporting event anywhere is worth a human life.
Not at all.
So anything that you can do to prevent further losses of lives, let's do it. That's what the line they are towing. But come on, let's go to Belarus. Their league has just started, and they have 51 confirmed cases as of 2 days ago when they started the new season. The president of the federation is saying, why would we not play when we're not amongst the badly affected countries? 51 cases. We have only 22 as of today. As at when the NFF suspended all football activities, it was only 12. So what do you make of that? Shouldn't we have continued the league? After all, we are not one of those worst hit countries by coronavirus.
Instead of we saying should we have continued the league, I think it is very unwise and it is a very silly decision by the Belarus government to still continue their domestic league at such a time as this. You have 51 cases and you are playing a league. Do you know what that means? It just shows. I don't know what how the citizens of the country are taking it. I don't know what the media persons are saying about that decision, but it just shows a complete disregard for human lives. I do not understand how you would have 51 cases. This is not a joke. This is a disease
we have 12 in Nigeria and
we had 12 and the league had to be suspended. Even at the point in I'm trying to remember the country. Should even be the United Kingdom. They had not recorded any death or so when they were already having talks of suspending of the league going on break. It makes completely no sense for you to have 51 cases.
All right, so you don't.
I do not agree with
from Belarus.
Yes, I do not agree with
it. Start the new season.
I do not agree with it in any way. And just reminds me of something that happened just a few days ago in Turkey with John Obi Mikel calling it quits, calling his contract with Trabzonspor.
Yeah, canceling that contract by mutual consent because
but he eventually came out to talk about how he told them he wasn't comfortable playing at such situation, and they told him if he goes there, he told them he wants to go home. They said if you go home, you're never coming back, and he agreed to it. And eventually, we've seen that it has been the league has been suspended in Turkey. How many cases are recorded in Turkey? For Belarus to have 51 cases and still commence. Now, this is the situation. It's not even like the NPFL, the English Premier League, the La Liga, and other leagues that have been that have started and they're on break. So maybe it's not a situation of them saying, let's just complete the season and then we can go on break.
Yeah, they are starting a
new season. It doesn't make any sense to me.
All right, Victor doesn't buy into that idea of resuming or commencing the new season in Belarus when the coronavirus pandemic is ravaging the world. Even right there in Belarus, they have 51 cases as at the time they started the league 2-3 days ago. But Victor, look at the football is on lockdown right now in the country. 4 weeks of no football activity. The Women League was supposed to start. They shifted even before the suspension, by the NFF was announced. MPFL matches on hold. Match day 25 played, but of course we still have 13 more matches. NNL. Remember what happened to them last December? They went on break and they are yet to resume.
They're yet to resume for Christmas break.
Every other league, organized football in Nigeria on hold. What are some of the implications of this suspension, Victor?
First of all, we must state that these players, the athletes, now making it a general sports issue, not just football.
Yeah, because also the National Sports Festival was also postponed.
Emeka, the athletes and the players, sports and football is their way of making a living. Now, are we going to, I'm worried, especially in the NPFL and Nigeria, basically. Yes, in organized crimes, we are seeing a situation where some players are deciding to take a wage cut. Some players are deciding
those who don't take
forgo.
are also fired.
Yes, those who don't take. The likes of Alex Song of FCC on, they are already fired. Some players are already decided, okay, we'll forgo our salary. How is it going to be? Some teams are saying, regardless, we are going to pay our players. How is it going to be in the NPFL?
In Nigeria, I mean, the majority of the clubs are owned by government, and these clubs don't even bring money to the state government. A lot of them don't bring money to the state government. So they just go there, collect salaries, and pay these guys there.
It just shows that we might not be. Our players might be owed. I mean, at point time, we're going to be hearing situations of. I don't have money to do this. I've not been paid, because that's something. If these guys are not playing football, the state government, we know
they have a contract that's. I mean, Emeka, in this case, it's not their fault that
Emeka,
not
I can tell you that I eventually. Let's just see how it goes. Let's see the duration. I don't want it to happen, but I've observed the way things are run in Nigeria. I've observed the way things are handled when it comes to our
even when they are playing. I'm
telling you,
they're not doing well.
I can tell you that we're going to be seeing. I can tell you that we're going to be seeing a lot of teams not being paid salary for the period that they did not play. We will see that this 1 month break now is going to be they were not paid 1 month salary. I'm pretty sure, and that's how it's going to be.
Would that be right? Because it wouldn't be. These players have got contracts with the club.
It wouldn't be
that
right.
Doesn't of force majeure.
Yeah,
it's not their fault that the league was called off. Neither is it the fault of the management that the players are not playing. You understand? It's a case of force majeure, like I said. I mean, coronavirus is it's a pandemic.
Emeka, it's not just even the players. You know that every stadium. Look at, for example,
ad hoc staff and what have you.
Exactly. Yeah. I heard from I was listening reading an article, and that's about that should be Manchester United, where
they said they will still pay
their ad hoc staff. They have over 2,000 ad hoc staff.
Exactly.
So is the situation, would AIMBA still pay their ad hoc staff? Let's assume they decide to pay their players. Okay, no problem. You have a contract. The ad hoc staff, your own duty is supposed to clean the pitch, but you didn't clean the pitch throughout the month. Your own is to do this. You didn't do that. Would they still be paid for that month? I think finances, especially, is going to be something that would affect. This suspension would affect finances greatly, and it might not just be the players and the stars that would suffer. We could be seeing the bottom feeders. We could be seeing the other guys, the ad hoc staff, and all. They would be the one that will be impacted by this. More than every other person. I think that is one of the major implications of this
Victor,
suspension.
even if we say the players will get their salaries, which is natural, at the end of the month they are supposed to be paid their salaries, whether there's corona or not. How about the match bonuses? Because you can only get that when you play and win those matches. You can only get the match bonuses
they
when
didn't
you play
play.
and win. So
They
they're
didn't
not
play.
playing.
So no match bonuses. Look at Rivers United. They've been playing for 3 seasons, and they've not been paid their match bonuses for 3 seasons. So what is even the we are seeing teams that are playing and they've not gotten their match bonuses. So is it when you don't play? Is it when you don't play that you'll be given any bonus? I think we should just overlook that.
That's also a huge one on the players.
But Emeka, I'm worried about something. What exactly is the NPF? What exactly are our NPFL teams going to do? Are they deciding?
Some are going on break already.
Yes, are they sending?
Allow their players to go on a 1-week recess. Some other teams will do same.
What is
too.
it? Now, I'm hoping that eventually, when these players return, they are going to be testing them. It is very important because now most of these players, they would travel to meet with their families. Yeah. I live in Lagos.
Yeah,
I play for Rivers United.
Family,
I decide to go to Lagos. What if I come in contact with someone who is positive?
By the time they even come
we
back,
expect that they should be tested by the time they come back, before they even have contact with any other player in the team. We had John Obi Mikel said that when he arrived at England, he did not even hug his wife or his children until he had to do the necessary things, take his bag, be tested before he could now hug his wife welcome, just to be sure that nothing was wrong with him. I think we should be expecting our NPFL teams. If we're not going to do that, then this is me saying I don't think this player should go. they should go on break. I don't know how to put it. I was watching an interview with Romelu Lukaku. He is in Italy, and of course, he was talking about how he's boring, he's lonely.
Yeah,
immediately he heard, yes, he's in self-isolation. Immediately he heard of the incident. He flew his mom from Italy to Brussels in Belgium, and right now he's just there alone. They don't allow him to have contact with anybody. And if he has a physiotherapist living with him, so the physiotherapist ensures that he does not have contact with anyone and that he also keeps training. What is guaranteed that our players are going to keep training? We listened to Kenneth Omeru a few days ago on Sports Attack, and he talked about how Kenneth Rowe have been calling him and telling him that he should make sure he just keeps training. We expect our MPFL teams.
Where I won't go to do the training.
You'll be the trainer. Look at the trainer was talking about was they had these machines, these gym, just to keep fit. So we expect our MPFL players to also keep fit. Don't just see this 1 week break as a chance to go and drink all the beer in the world and all.
1 month break actually. By the time they come back after inactivity for 1 month, will they still be the same?
That's the thing.
Will the fitness level still be the same?
And that's how I'm worried.
Especially for the title chasers.
Yes, and not just for the title chasers, the individual glory chasers, like of Israel Abia. Exactly. I'm so confident that he's going to be breaking the record. What's the guarantee that if come 1 month you are going to keep up this form?
Exactly.
That's what I'm expecting. Well, we're going to be hearing from. Hopefully, we'll be hearing from Stanley Eguma. I would like to know what his plans
will be
for the team
now and then.
And what is going to be the guarantee that you maintain this tempo with this break?
Amazing. Now those ones are for the players, maybe for the coaches as well. How about the fans who go to the stadiums to watch these teams play? No action for them. How about the journalists there? We're talking about the implications of not having this league.
Let me speak about the journalists. This is one of the toughest times being a sports journalist. I mean, I watch Sky Sports News and I'm wondering, you can even say that
about coronavirus.
There's nothing to talk about anymore, and we just can't keep feeding people with just corona. I mean, Nigerians are tired of hearing about it.
Creativity comes in too for the journalists.
I tell you, right now it's time for the journalists are channeling they're making stories. They are creating the stories because then now there's no longer any story for you to
go to the websites.
Nothing at all. You have to make your own stories to talk about.
Apart from
and then for the fans,
1 league suspended, 1 competition suspended.
This player tested positive. and for the fans, I mean, well, there's nothing for us to watch. That's just the thing. I was almost tempted to watch Telemundo. I don't watch Telemundo, but I was almost tempted to because I mean I want to see football.
Watch League.
I want to see football. I want to watch. Now I've been watching
the betting men too. The punters.
We've been
there's nothing to bet.
We've been having calls of
I'm looking at the fixtures for live scores today. I mean, everything is postponed. Nothing, exactly.
There's nothing for them to bet for. We were first telling them that don't worry, go and bet MPFL. Well, somebody told me that right now you'll be playing virtual. I don't know what that means. I don't bet, so maybe the other betting.
Of course, a lot of people do.
Yeah, the other betting guys. So they could consider playing virtual since we are not having football. So maybe I think it should be like a game setting or something. So go play virtual. That's the best. I mean, someone called and I was talking about how if you know how much he makes, that right now they've cut his source of income, and I fell for him. So brother, go play virtual if you're listening.
All right, so let's go to the phone lines now to hear from you. What do you make of the suspension of football in Nigeria by the NFF? 4 weeks of inactivity. Not even street football is allowed to be played anywhere in the country. It means the MPFL, the NNL, the Women's League, the Nigerian Nationwide League, all shut down for at least 4 weeks due to fears over the coronavirus. We have 22 cases as we speak right now. 10 cases confirmed earlier today, bringing the total to 22 in the country. What do you make of that situation? NFF announcing to us that, come on, no more football in this country for at least 4 weeks. Amazing. What do you make of that? How is it affecting you as a football fan? It's not just a Nigerian thing. We know that the European leagues, the major leagues in Europe have been on suspension for some time now. How is it affecting you as a football fan who go out there to watch, to follow your respective club sides out there in Europe and what have you, and even on the domestic scene? Tomorrow, I won't be giving you update from the match centers in the MPFL because there won't be any matches in the MPFL tomorrow. They are on suspension. So what do you make of the development? How are you coping with it? 0817 0000951. That's the first number to call. You can also reach us on the other number, 0810 9510 951. Please keep it short, sweet, and simple. Hello.
Hello.
A very good evening to you. Welcome to today's Sports Live.
My name is Christian We're from Ada George.
Oh, Chris, good to have you on the show. Talk to us.
Well, first thing first, it is life that matters.
Sure.
When the life is there, football will still come back.
Yes, sir.
Everybody first of all save themselves first. But none of the street football, I don't know. Me, I still want to play today.
Don't let the NFF catch you.
No, don't allow the NFF to catch you. They can take you to court for that, you know.
NFF nowhere with it.
They Port Harcourt here. They get their people in Port Harcourt here.
Not there,
All right, so you welcome the decision to suspend football in Nigeria for 4 weeks, right?
Yes.
So how are you coping with it?
Well, what can we do? If you have life, there is hope. It is when you don't have life, you say there's no more hope. Since we are still living, hopefully football will come back.
All right. Thank you so much, Chris, for your thoughts. Oh, sorry, we lost that call right there. Please do well to call us back if you can. The lines are still wide open. Let's get to hear from you. What do you make of the decision of the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, to suspend all football activities in the country for 4 weeks? We have another caller on the line. Hello.
Good evening, Harry Alari calling from...
Harry, good to have you on the show, my brother. Good evening. Talk to us.
But yeah, immediately I finish talking, your show will be over.
No, not at all.
Don't talk to the NFF for cancelling putting the league on hold. But actually, I'm not really impressed with you guys in the studio. I think you are 3 or 4 guys in the studio. You don't have a spacing distance among yourselves, correct?
Harry, take it easy. He hasn't gotten to that now. But sure, you live in a house where you have people in your family too. So, I mean, how do you avoid them?
Just give me a top line if you say the studio there, you're sharing the same mic, and immediately...
No, we're not sharing the same mic. We have 5 different mics here. You know, I'm on mic 1, Victor is on mic 2. So we're not sharing the same mic.
The distance is almost
2 meters. 3 meters. You know? Harry, talk about something else, please.
Let me land. Now, I don't want to enjoy. You're on mic 1. In the evening, you go, someone comes to mic 1. So immediately after this program, as a matter of...
But there's no coronavirus in Port Harcourt yet. So at least I can make a case for myself for that one.
I don't know people are dying like flies. So immediately after this program, I expect you to also quarantine yourself and isolate yourself for 14 days.
Harry, bye-bye. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. Hello. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Today's Sports Live. Tell us your name and your location.
Chief Ezo from Mokwati Community.
Chief, good to have you on the show this evening. Talk to us.
At least I want to beg on behalf of the Nigerian Premier League.
That's Nigeria Professional Football League.
The
MPFL, yes.
At least they should suspend it because we are not benefiting.
It's on suspension already now. The league is on suspension for at least 4 weeks. At least 4 weeks.
No. They should extend it to next year because we are not benefiting anything from them.
I don't understand. What is
we
it that
we need
How can we shut down our league now, just like that, for 1 year?
The league is not sweet. It's not sweet.
Chief Eze, do you even go to the stadium to watch matches?
Do you watch match in your own state?
Do you watch matches? Do you go? In Aba, yes, we go, we watch. Even in Port Harcourt here, a few fans come to the stadium to watch. You know, when was the last time you went to the stadium before you criticized the MPFL as not interesting?
I will not waste my
You have to go. It's not a waste of money. Look at Rivers United. They are doing well now. They are second on the table. It can only get better. Yes, we know the league is not where it is supposed to be. But it can only get better. We pray one day things will turn out for good in the MPFL.
Okay, wait. If you are watching Nigerian league and every day you went to watch the Nigerian league on your home stadium, then the home team is the one who will win.
But it's not always like that. Nah, I mean,
just on Wednesday, we saw 3 away wins.
3 away wins. Imba won away, Rangers won away, Casino United also won away. Chufese. All right? Hello.
Hello.
A very good evening to you. Welcome to Today's Sports Live. Tell us your name and your location.
I'm gonna call it for Ugo.
You are what?
Ugo.
How you doing? Talk to us.
Okay. I want to know about the HSBC Robbie.
Everything sports. You see the one in South Africa?
Yes.
Shut down. Rugby, cricket, football in South Africa, shut down. No sporting activity in South Africa right now. They are one of the worst affected in Africa. So no sporting activity, including the HSBC rugby in South Africa, shut down. Right?
Okay.
Coronavirus is taking its toll on sports in Africa and of course globally as well. All right, the lines are still open. Let's get to hear from you. What do you make of the decision of the Nigeria Football Federation to shut down all football activities in the country for 4 weeks? And we're asking, since the outbreak of coronavirus, how is it affecting you? Because it means no football anywhere in the world these days. Let's go back to the phone lines. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Today's Sports Live.
Dave from Ropapo.
Dave, good to have you on the show. Talk to us. Opa,
this coronavirus, I'm angry because this time my club want to carry the league.
Then go stay carry them if they won't carry them.
They are stopping this thing because at the end now they will just award it to the
we pray it doesn't turn out that way.
Please,
they have to finish the league normally.
Must carry this league.
It's not a question of must, though. It's a question of the better team should win it, not be must.
They are the better team. They are showing
they should prove it now until the end of the season.
Okay, I just want to consolidate with them what happened with them on Wednesday.
It wasn't really a very serious one. Thank God no life was lost there. Thank you so much for your call. Let's go to another caller. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening to you. Welcome to Today's Sports Live.
Good evening, Dina. How are you?
Very well. Emeka Dena is the name, not Dina. Emeka Dena.
Okay, Emeka Dena.
Dena. You're still saying Dina. Dina and a night food now.
Okay, copy.
All right. What's your own name?
Yes.
No, your name first. Let's meet you. Your name and the location.
My name is Sonny Egbe.
All right, Sonny Egbe. Let's hear you, my brother.
Yes. I want to advise you to, so in your studio, be very careful of this cologne.
The honor don't come again, no.
Because don't allow.
There's no Coro in River State, let alone Port Harcourt. It hasn't arrived here, and it will not arrive in Jesus' name.
Amen. Okay, that's just the only advice I want to give.
No, Allah. Thank you so much. Hello, good evening.
Emeka, good evening.
A very good evening to you. Welcome to Today's Sports Live. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
My name is Timias. I'm calling from the city of JT, Up Rivers United.
All right, the pride of Rivers. Let's hear you, my brother.
Emeka, I thank God today that at least I'm now matured enough. If it is like 2008, from 2000 to maybe I would have been a dead man because in fact I can't stay without football. But I thank God that today.
Wow, football is the opium of the people.
Thank you, but it's a sad one. I'm angry.
No, we can actually do without football. Football is not life now. I mean, we can do without it. As you can see now, right?
Emeka.
Go ahead, my brother.
When we go out on Monday to Friday and we are expecting to keep ourselves busy.
Hello. Oh, really sad that we lost that call there. Do well to call us back if you can. The lines are still open. Let's get more thoughts from you guys on the show this evening. 0817 0000951 0810951091. Victor, the guys are coming to terms with the suspension of football globally.
I mean, we have no choice. I mean, if we talk from that to tomorrow, it won't change the NFL's decision. It won't change the FA decision in the Premier League.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's just to come
and
to terms with
it's for the overall interest of the people.
I tell you, eventually.
All right, back to the phone lines. We have another caller. Hello.
Thank you very much, Emeka.
A very good evening to you. The name and the location?
Yes. Jerry from Alu.
Jerry from Alu. Let's hear you, Jerry.
Thank you very much. Please, first of all, tell me the position of Eva.
Don't worry, we'll get to that. We'll get to that, Jerry. But of course, Imba are fifth on the log with 5 outstanding matches.
Okay, for my main interest in following Nigerian league is because of Imba.
Jerry, be audible. We are struggling to hear you clearly.
I think my main interest in following Nigerian league is because of Imba.
Right?
Mine is more of politics. It's political because Imba is the only club for the meantime that can represent Nigeria at African level, give us some glory. We can still keep us at the forefront of African football.
I mean, they have the experience to do so. They have always done it, yeah.
Yes.
Even though they are not competing very well again these days, you know.
Yes, they're not competing well.
But they usually do better than the other teams when they go to the continent, yeah. The other Nigerian teams.
Without them, they'll be giving us just one slot. If not, they can give us both Champion League and CAF Cup. They can give us Enyimba has to perform, so they can give us maybe 2 slots.
Okay, so you're rooting for Enyimba to... but we haven't gotten there yet. We're talking about the suspension of football in the country. You know, what do you make of that decision by the NFF?
Yes, the suspension is necessary. It's necessary, and because as of now, people, there's a lot of fear. You don't know who is who. You don't know who is the next victim.
And the number is equally increasing. The cases in Nigeria are increasing. 22 right now.
Yes, but I think if you ask how it affects me, it affects me like how energy crisis in Nigeria affects me. Water crisis affects me. Poverty affects me. Nothing working is affects me. There's no difference between this coronavirus.
Okay. All right, I get you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jerry from Alu, for your thoughts on the show this evening. Victor, let's go to the league. Yes, the league is on suspension. Yes, following the directive from the Nigeria Football Federation. Even before then, the LMC announced that the league will go on an indefinite break due to the coronavirus. Whereas before it was confirmed by the Nigeria Football Federation, meaning at least for 4 weeks we won't have league football. But we saw league football on Wednesday before that decision was made. But before we go to all what happened on Wednesday, let's hear from these callers. Calls coming through. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon. Jude speaking.
Make it evening. Make it evening if you don't mind. Good evening to you.
Good evening. Yeah, Jude speaking.
Jude, good to have you on the show. Talk to us.
Yes. Concerning the suspension of
football in Nigeria.
Anything football activity in Nigeria. It's not a good one, you know.
Not a good one?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Coronavirus they are talking about. Nobody's sure. It is a concocted story, you know.
You think so?
Yeah.
The one in Nigeria or globally?
See, if they want to do anything concerning the coronavirus, it should be in the airports, you know. Monitor the people going into the country. That's what they.
Have you gone to the airport?
No, you know, when you get the virus, it can take another 14 days before, you know. Oh, sorry.
I mean, if you go to the airport, you see that they are doing things.
The measures are becoming stricter.
From Monday,
right
they
now,
will be locking down the airports in different states. Both
and
in
we have
Lagos,
13
in Abuja,
countries, high-risk countries.
already placed on ban.
They are not supposed to. We're not supposed to allow people coming from those countries, no. But come on, I've heard a few people say, there's no coronavirus in Nigeria and all that. But I mean, that's a very, very insensitive thing to say.
It is, and I mean, of recent it's been getting to me to an extent. I just don't want
it. All right, back to the phone. Let's have another caller. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Emeka.
Good evening to you. Welcome to Today's Sports Live. Tell us your name and your location.
The Capo calling from Port
The Capo! Good to have you on the show.
Yeah, I think I have to commend the NFF for shutting down the league for now.
Okay.
Some people still believe this COVID-19 is a lie because you haven't entered Port Harcourt, and some people still believe it's not real.
Even here in River State, they are taking precautionary measures already. From Monday, all the schools will be shut down. Yeah.
And I've heard that all the way from Plateau State, a report had reached me that they have stopped everything in Plateau State. So
it's almost the same in every part of the country.
I think it's a very welcome development to me to shut down all. I know I just can't cope without football, but I think
life is more important than football.
But that's just what I want to say.
Yes.
This COVID-19 is very, very dangerous, very fast spreading to people. So I commend the NFF.
All right. Thank you so much, Capo, for your thoughts. Oh, sorry, we lost that call right there. Victor, let's go to what happened on the field of play on Wednesday. That was just 3 days ago, match day 25. Before that match, the LMC chairman, Cheudiko, said the LMC had no plan of postponing the league. But come on, powers that be prevailed upon him, and he took that decision after match day 25. Talking about match day 25 in Gombe, Adamawa United were beaten 2-0 by Enyimba. Yes, who got their goals courtesy of Cyril Olisema and Stanley Dingba now. Yeah, Stanley Dingba still Olistema. Also, we are Dakada FC. We are handed a home defeat again, this time by Rangers International in the 3-2 in favor of the Flying Antelopes, who avenged their earlier loss to Dakada, in the season right there in Enugu. Now, Jigawa Golden Stars, we are 2-1 winners over Heartland FC of Owerri. Lobby Stars Pip FC Fami by a goal to Northern Samad Kadiri with the only goal of that encounter. Nasra United played at a goalless draw with Aqua United in Lafayette. Elsewhere, Plateau United beat Kwara United 2-1. Rivers United thrashed Warri Wolves 3-0. Malachi Ohanwume with the brace in that encounter is now the club's leading scorer with 7 goals in the season. And of course, yet another away win. This time, Katsina United beat Sunshine Stars 2-1. Their first away win in 20 years. Talking about Katsina United. Wiki Tourist also is their relegation woes with a 1-0 victory over Kano Pillars. All right, Victor. Let's go back to what happened on the field on Wednesday. Which result surprised you the most on Wednesday?
Well, not much surprises. I would say first of all that I commend Rangers International. Quite impressed by that win.
Away win against
Dakada, and it was actually a thriller, 5-goal thriller.
5-goal thriller.
3 goals to 2 in favor of Rangers International, and it just looks like Salisu Yusuf has somehow found his his mojo back in the team, and he's somehow getting things right. First of all, we saw them at a point in time they were deep in the relegation zone.
At some point they were 19th on the log.
Yes, and right now they are 6th on the table. It just shows you that they are climbing
that's
high.
what standing matches can do for you. They still have one of them left.
Yeah, it just shows you that they are climbing high, and you actually just have to applaud them. It looks like Israel Abia, whether you like it or not. Israel Abia's presence.
He scored 2 goals in that game. He's not the leading scorer. We'll hear from him in a jiffy.
It looks like his presence in the team has somewhat brought it back to life. But then other results that impressed me.
3 away wins on the match day.
Rivers United, first of all, quite massive for them, being able to win Warri Wolves 3-0.
Completing a double over Evans to get inside.
Yes, and this is a certain Warri Wolves that have been not quite bad this season.
They won an away match recently.
They've been
the one that was shifted to Bauchi. I think that was against Adamawa United or so.
That there was
moved it to the
match
next
violence.
Exactly.
Yes. They've won that one, and we have seen them also pick up points away from home, draws and all. So against a Warri Wolves who have a very stellar defensive record, you want to say is massive for Rivers United, scoring 3 goals, 3 unreplied goals to Warri Wolves, massive for them. And also the likes of Eyimba, of course, anytime, any day, going away from home and getting those wins, very, very crucial. And Katsina United as well. The fact
they're
that
winning
they're
for the first time in 20 years away from home.
It just shows you how important that win was. And I think these were just the results. Aqua United, I am not impressed with Aqua United.
I mean, you have to be unimpressed with them. They have played 5 more matches than Eyimba this season, and Eyimba are even 1 point clear of them.
And this is the issue with Aqua United.
And this is the team at some point, they went on that 5-match winning streak. We praised them to high heaven.
Yes, we kept on talking about Aqua United. Oh, no, Aqua United. Look at their last 7 games. They've been able to win it just once. They've won just 1 of their last 7 games. Let's even make it 10 games. They've won just 2 of their last 10 games. What they do is they've won 2, lost 3, and they've drawn the remaining. Drawn 5 games. They keep drawing, and once again, in fact, they made it 6 because they drew against Nasarawa United. That means in their last 11
Victor,
games.
I'm looking at the table, and Aqua United have the most number of draws in this season.
Yes,
11 draws this season.
They,
from 25 matches. Aqua United.
I mean, last season, I think this was happening to Manchester United also last season. People were talking about how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer must love draws. I think it's the situation now for
Aqua United. All right, let's look at the table. We have Plateau United on top of the table after 25 matches. They have 49 points. In second place is our own Rivers United. Rivers United have got 45 points, 4 points behind Plateau United. In third place, Lobby Stars are right there with 43 points, 2 points behind Rivers United in second place. And of course, Rangers are now fourth on the table with 37 points. They have 1 outstanding match. They're followed by Eyimba in fifth place. Eyimba have got 36 points with 5 outstanding matches. In sixth place is Aqua United. Aqua United have the 35 points. Kano Pillars are seventh on the log with 34 points. Dakada FC occupy the 8th spot with 34 points as well. Also on 34 points in 9th spot is Sunshine Stars. And of course, Castle United are also, they also have 34 points on 10th position. 34 seems to be the magic number in the MPFL. All right, let's go to the lower rank of the table. Ifeanyoba are 11th with 33 points. They're followed by Heartland FC of Owerri in 12th spot with 32 points. MFM FC are 13th on the log with 31 points. Wiki Tourists occupy 14th spot. They have 31 points as well with -1 goal difference. In 15th spot is Warri Wolves following their defeat to Rivers United here. They are 15th on the log with 30 points. Abia Warriors are 16th on the log with 30 points as well with a -5 goal difference. Now it's time to go to the relegation zone, the dreaded relegation zone. You don't want to be there if you are playing in the league, okay? In 17th spot, we have Nasarawa United. They have 29 points from 25 matches. Jigawa Golden Stars have got 29 points as well from 25 matches. They're 18th on the log. Kwara United occupy the 19th spot with 28 points from 25 matches. And Adamawa United, no price guessing, occupy the bottom spot there. 20 points from 24 matches. They have won a standing game, but with 20 points and 10 points from safety, you want to think somehow Adamawa United look like they're going back to the Nigeria National League.
Look at the goal difference for Adamawa United, -29. Their defense is like a basket.
They have considered 46 goals
with water running through. It makes no sense.
Almost an average of 2 goals per game.
I tell you, I mean, they have the worst defensive record in the NPFL, and they are 20th. You look at other teams, even the likes of Nasarawa United, Jigawa Golden Stars, and Kwara United. They still have a chance to fight for survival. What is the difference between 19th position and even, let's say, the 10th position? Kwara United have 28 points. Katsina United are 19th. They have 34 points. Look at the difference. It's not much. 6 games, 6 points. If you win 2, you lose 2, you're in the relegation zone. But for Adamawa United, they have 20 points. It just shows you that it looks like they are the first team.
Don't spend too much energy talking about Adamawa United.
Emeka, they are the first.
Let's look at the top of the table. Plateau United are top with 49 points, followed by Rivers United 45 points. Lobby Stars have got 43 points. Rangers and Enyimba complete the top 5 right there. Enyimba have got 5 outstanding matches. Rangers have got 1 outstanding match. Can we establish something now that Enyimba are still in the title race with the 5 outstanding matches they have?
Definitely,
and 36 points.
Definitely, and somewhat I'm beginning to buy.
And if that is the case, how many horse race now? We usually talk about 2 horse, 3 horse. How many horse race now is it for the title?
I think it's going to be a 4 horse race.
Okay, so who is dropping? Rangers?
Yes, Rangers is dropping. I've not seen that. Yes, they are doing well. They're now 4th on the table, but I've not seen that performance that you want to say Rangers have what it takes to win the title. They might
on the table, but 12 points behind leader.
Yes,
Plateau United.
they might secure a continental ticket.
From
There's still a possibility of them securing a continental ticket. Anything is possible in the NPFL.
All right, so 4 horse race: Plateau United,
Rivers United,
Lobby
Stars,
and Enyimba.
And now begin to buy into the
but
sentiment.
look at Plateau United are 4 points clear of Rivers already. Will you be tipping them for the title?
Of course, if you're not tipping Plateau United for the title, then you must be sleeping on a horse, you want to say, because it makes no sense to me how a team that have established themselves quite impressive, both home and away performance. They get the goals, they get the wins, they get the points. They are now top of the table. And Rivers United at the point in time were piling pressure on them. It was just a 1-point disparity, but they let that slip, and that would might just play out to the detriment of Stanley Eguma and his Rivers United team. The fact that they let that slip 1 point is enough pressure.
But
it's such a pressure.
Rivers United will still host Plateau United in Port Harcourt.
That's going to be
second stanza.
It's going to be.
They already played in Jos.
Yes.
They lost to Plateau United. So coming back to Port Harcourt, they will still have the opportunity to get their 3 points.
It's going to be a blood fight.
Close the gap.
Of course, Stanley Eguma would know what is going to be at stake, but so would Abdul Mekaba of Plateau United. This is a team that, just 4 points. If they win you at home, it's just going to be 1 point. If you win them, it becomes 7 points. Let's assume things go on this way. It's just something that is good. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that picture. It's going to be a bloody match. Both teams.
You remember Plateau beat the Enyimba 4-0 Rangers. And that will come to Abatu.
That's why they sacked.
Don't worry.
They'll just sack Stanley.
But Rivers United, they are second on the table right now. They say the target is to win the league. At worst, to play on the continent. Where do you see them finishing? if they finish in the top 3, they will be guaranteed continental football.
Yeah, I know they will be guaranteed continental football by the end of the season. I've seen something about Rivers United that
But
I didn't
can you
see
stick out your neck to say exactly? Because continental football, they 2 types. So CAF Champions League,
Emeka, let me
first and
just,
second.
I actually give them the CAF Confederations Cup. I feel Enyimba might just overtake Rivers United eventually, and
you see Enyimba winning the remaining outstanding matches.
Maybe not all of them, but winning maybe 4.
They have 5 outstanding.
They have
matches.
5 outstanding.
If
matches.
they win all, that will be 15 points. Add that to 37, it will be 52 points. They will even be above Plateau United. If they win 4 of the 5, 12 plus 36 will give you 48. They will just be second position behind the Plateau United.
Yeah.
All right. If they win 3 there will give you 9 points plus 36. That's 45. Same number of points with Rivers United. And if you look at the goal difference, it might be above that of Rivers United because Rivers United have got 13 plus 13 goal difference. Enyimba plus 10 goal difference. So looking at the permutation, things are looking up for Enyimba. Just win 3 and you're up there.
I tell you, and that's why I feel Enyimba might just be overtaking Rivers United on the table, and they might just be qualifying for the CAF Confederation, for the CAF Champions League, and leaving Rivers United to settle for the Confederations Cup.
But ordinarily, if not for the suspension of the league, Enyimba, we are supposed to be in Port Harcourt next Wednesday against Rivers United here.
Well, it just shows that when maybe the league is the suspension is lifted.
But Victor, let's leave Rivers United and Plateau United and the Enyimba. Which team, so far so good, after 25 match days, even though we still have some outstanding matches, which team has disappointed you the most?
Adamawa United.
United. You expected much more than them this season. They are bottom of the table.
Yes, they are bottom of the table, and it's been a poor showing from Adamawa United. The way they lose some games is quite terrible.
They have lost 5-0 at least on 2 occasions.
Yeah,
Heartland beat them 5-0
as well. I think
Plateau United beat them 5-0. They have lost home games 3-0, 2-0, and what have you.
It's been a terrible
quite poor
one.
performance.
But if you look at other teams that I expected much from, and they are not delivering, that will be based on my own sentiments, not on how the table is. I think on that ground, I would want to say teams like MFMFC and FC Fanyuba. FC Fanyuba, sometime last season, they were
did
on
well
top of the table. They did well for themselves. They qualified for the Super 6.
And
right now,
5 matches of last season, they didn't concede a single goal.
And we were all
3 away, 2 home.
We were all saying, FC Fanyuba, they are here. They are on fire.
It's a bunch of young stars these days.
Emeka, that is the thing. I think we keep saying it, but we keep talking about how they are a young team. They're a young team. Same thing Fidelis Lechiko was saying when it was in MFM. The MFM is a young team. Now it's in Atland FC, and he had brought in that sentiment about them still being a young team. These are teams that I feel they should be contesting, dragging for that top position. But instead we're seeing a Dakada FC. Well, it looks like them they're already sleeping, doing the job.
But they have not done badly at all. 34
not at all.
points. Yeah,
they are first. I mean, your debut appearance, your debut season in the top flight of Nigerian football, and you're 8 on the log, and they've gotten some made big teams.
They beat
fight for their
win.
win.
They beat Rangers in Enugu. They've gotten so many impressive results already.
So doing so against big
drew
teams,
against Lobby in Makurdi.
You must applaud Dakada FC. Although even their brothers, Aqua United, the issue with them is that they score or they concede as much as they score. Look at their goal difference. Aqua United have +1 goal difference. Dakada FC have a 0. Dakada FC?
Yeah,
0 goal difference.
They have scored 26 goals, conceded 26
goals.
Well,
So they score as much as they concede. That's just the problem.
All right. Victor, you talked about Adamawa being the most disappointing thing for you so far this season. How about the team that has impressed you the most this season?
Plateau United.
Plateau United. The league leaders.
Yes, the league leaders. Emeka, if you look at the home table, the team that is topping at home, let's say assume you want to split the table based on home performance, away performance.
Topping at home, edge it both at home and away. Yeah, exactly.
Topping away from home, it's still Plateau United. It just shows you how impressive Abdul Mekaba's team they have been. And the coach is so confident.
To put things in the right perspective, Plateau United have played 12 away matches. 12 away matches. They've won 3, drawn 5, and lost only 4. Now, they have scored 7 goals away from home, and they have conceded 9 goals, leaving them with -2 and 14 points garnered on the road this season. It's also 14 points for Aqua United, 12 for Rivers United, but for Aqua United they have a -6 goal difference. So Plateau United are the best away team so far in the league this season. All right, let's leave that. Still staying with the league. This man who plays for Rangers, his name is Israel Abia. He says he is sure of breaking Mfonodo's record of 23 goals in a single MPFL season this term. Now, a brace on Wednesday against Dakada FC in Uyo in the March 25 fixture took his tally to 12, 1 goal ahead of Indifreke Effiong of Aqua United, Ibrahim Mustafa of Plateau United, and Awalu Ali of Kano Pillars in the now suspended campaign. Now, with 13 more round of matches till the end of the current season, Israel Abia will need to score at least another 12 goals to erase the record set by the former Enyimba captain Mfonodo in 2014. Asked if he can set a new goal record in the MPFL this season, the former Sunshine Stars goal poacher said,
"Sure, maybe with the hard work of the team and with the cooperation from the coaches as well, I can do that, because there is a lot of encouragement towards me and towards the team in general."
All right, Israel Abia right there says he's encouraged by the officials at Rangers to go ahead and break that record. The former FC Inter of Enugu player joined Rangers from Sunshine Stars in January after scoring 7 league goals for the Akure-based outfit. He has now netted 5 league goals for Rangers, the Flying Antelopes. Abia added that his transfer to Rangers is a dream come true, even as he aspires for greater moves ahead.
Rangers has been my dream team from childhood, and I thank God that I achieved my aim. Although it's not my last, but I'm still going up.
All right, Israel Abia of Rangers right there. I mean, we can't forget how that man controversially moved to Rangers after being declared absent without official leave by Sunshine Stars, his former club. But of course, all that is history right now. 12 goals in the MPFL this season. He's the top scorer at the moment. Following him, we have Ibrahim Mustafa of Plateau United, Ndifreke Effiong of Aqua United, and Awalu Ali of Pillars, who have all scored 11 goals. Victor Mbama of Enyimba has got 9 goals. Victor, the big question is, can Israel Abia break Mfonodo's record of 23 goals in a season? He has 12 right now, 13 matches to go. Can this man average at least 1 goal per game till the end of the season and eventually break Mfonodo's record? If he scores 24 goals, that will be a new record.
I think he can. There's a big possibility, not just himself. You look at the likes of Victor Umbauma, Ibrahim Mustafa,
they're away from the mark.
Effiong.
Look at how many matches left to the end of the season.
Emeka, I tell you that these guys still can. I'm trying to. The name just eludes me, but there was a particular player in the MPFL. He had to do with goal scoring issues as well, and he got 6 goals in a particular game. It's quite a long time ago.
Here in Port Harcourt, Edwards scored 6 goals against Nembe City. Dolphins against Nembe City. In 2014. That same season, he scored 20 goals. But of course, Mfonodo edged him. Mfonodo scored 23 goals.
Yes, it was himself and Mfonodo. He got 6 goals in one match.
But that was 2014.
And yeah,
6 years ago.
Well, it doesn't
happen often in the MPFL.
That isn't about football. It's
difficult to even see hat-trick, let alone 4 or 5, 6 goals in one match.
But this season, you must say that we've been seeing hat-tricks, which is another thing you must applaud. Well, first of all, I remember when that should be Ahmed Musa.
Even 2 hat-tricks will not give Israel Abia the record. 2 hat-tricks will give you 6 goals. Add that to 12, that's 18.
Emeka, if you get 2 hat-tricks plus
3 hat-tricks will not even give him the record.
Coupled with 1 or 2 that you score, other braces that you score. Well, Emeka, I remember when that should be Ahmed Musa had his goal scoring record.
Yes, 18 league goals. In Nigeria?
In Nigeria,
yeah, with the Kano Pillars.
With Kano Pillars rather. 18 league goals. Before that season, it was Oroka Karandut of Aqua United. He had 17 goals, quite a number, and he tied. I don't remember the top scorer then, but he now tied the joint top scorer ever. There were so many talks about who's going to break this record, who's going to break this guy's record. Just the next season,
scoring goals in Nigeria, is usually a problem for
the
strikers.
But just the next season,
because I remember Ishaya Jatu in 1993 set the record of 17 goals. That record stood till 2010 when Ahmed Musa broke it, scoring 18 goals.
Yes, but the previous season, Oroka Karandut equaled that record. But Ahmed Musa broke it the next season.
Was it the previous season or a season after Musa? No, because Oroka Karandut was.
He did 2009.
Yeah.
Yes, Musa was 2010.
Okay, that's true.
Musa was 2010. Then 2011, Judah
Neke scored 20
goals.
Set the new
At that
record,
point in time, it was like, who's going to break Judah Neke's record?
Broke it in
And
2012,
it just shows you how they've been breaking of records. So it's still possible. It's still very possible.
But since Mfonodo's 23 goal mark in 2014, you hardly see 20 goals, let alone, anybody coming close.
Emeka, how was the Bola Salami rather for Warri Wolves got 17 goals in 2015. And that should be, I'm trying to remember the player, Wiki Tourist player, Godwin Obaje.
Yeah, Godwin Obaje
got 18 goals.
Yeah.
But then,
they're not up to 20. They haven't got to 20.
League. Then we had that bridge league that saw following the score only 10 goals.
Sunusi Ibrahim.
Oh, that's right, United. There is a possibility for this man to get these goals. I mean, you could just see.
But now, Victor, I know you are not a betting man. No, let's assume you're asked to stick something. Can you stick out your neck and say that Israel Abia will break Mfonodo's record this season?
But I must applaud the confidence of Israel
But
Abia.
how about the other guys, though? Ibrahim Mustafa, in the Frek FM of Aqua United, and the Kano Pillars man, Awalu Ali. Any chance for them to come close to that record?
It's just one goal.
It's
just one goal separating themselves. And it's for Victor Mbama that you can say, I don't think he's going to get close to it. And we must still pay consideration to the fact that injuries might set into some of these players. Let's just hope it doesn't get to that point where these players get injured. But then he can't break it, but I don't see him breaking it. I remember in December last year, he came out to make this same statement. That was while he was still playing for Sunshine Stars, that he was going to break Mfonodo's record. He has been saying it for a while and he has repeated it again. He just shows that this man might just be doing everything possible. We saw how he was angry with himself for missing a penalty when Rangers International played with MFMFC at the Agege Township Stadium. He could have gotten them the win, but he had to settle for a draw in that game.
He missed the
penalty on that day. It shows you that Israel Abia is a player who wants to get the goals and he wants to write his name on the sand of Nigerian football history as the highest goal scorer ever in the MPFL. He might just be doing it. We know what passion can.
I think he's way off the mark. Maybe he will wait till next season. This season,
next season,
it'll be difficult for him, man. Next season,
how many players prove themselves?
He'll go to Egypt.
How many players prove themselves? Only Mfonodo.
All right, it's time to go back to the phone lines to hear from you. Israel Abia of Rangers, a striker with the Flying Antelopes in Enugu. He says he is confident of breaking Mfonodo's record of 23 goals in a season. He has scored only 12 goals. He needs more 12 goals to the to actually break that record set by Mfonodo in 2014. The big question is, can he break that record? Can he break that record? Now tell us what you make of the likes of Plateau United, Rivers United, Enyimba. So far in the season, who do you think will grab the title? 13 more match days. The league is on suspension. Hopefully to come back sometime next month or thereabout. But how would you describe the league so far in terms of what the teams have done on the table? I'm not talking about the issues here and there. We'll talk about one of them later in the show, but what do you make of what has happened in the MPFL, especially on the table? Rivers United now second, 4 points behind leaders Plateau United, who have 49 points. Rivers United have got 45 points. What do you make of what has happened in the league so far? The Enyimba fans are hoping that Enyimba will eventually retain their title. If you're one of them, feel free to share your thoughts with us as well. 0817 000951 0810 9510 951. Let's get to hear you guys there. Israel Abia, can he eventually break Mfonodo's record? Israel Abia of Rangers, do you think he has what it takes to do so? 12 goals so far this season. He needs another 12 goals to break that record with only 13 match days left till the end of this current campaign. Can that young man break that record? He missed the penalty against MFM. Could have been 13 now. But come on, let's go to the phone lines and hear from you. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Amaka.
It's evening now. Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, sorry. I'm Greg calling from Amo.
All right, Greg, good to have you on the show. Talk to us.
Yeah, please, I want to ask a question. This Israel Abia, is this start with the season with the Rangers?
No, he started with Sunshine Stars. He started the season with Sunshine Stars and moved to Rangers midway.
Okay, that guy must be a very good player. I think he can with 2 goals in one match or even 1 goal
one match. You can.
Maybe every day they score the 2 goals in one match now.
Sometimes you can score 2 goals in one match now to make it up.
Okay, we'll wait and see.
As of Enyimba, my club, I think Enyimba is going to return the trophy they won last year. So when they watch the standing match they have now.
Okay, you think they'll win all those 5 outstanding matches and retain the trophy?
They are going to win, at least win 3 of them. And
okay. All right, we'll wait and see. Thank you so much for your call. All right, let's hear from this other caller. Hello. Hey, Bibi.
Chop knock.
Bibi, good evening. How you doing?
We just do happy corona infected season.
Get away. You know go come near me. If it happen for Lagos, Abuja, you know go reach here.
Emeka, you go Lagos, they need you here. Go cover something.
You don't think, nah? All right, Bibi, let's hear you.
Okay, Emeka. Talking about Israel here. I don't think he will make up to 18 or 19 goals. Because he has not been consistent. Now, Nigerian League, we talk about. When was the last time he scored a hat-trick? I don't think. He just have 13 games to go. And he's on 13 goals now, right?
No, 12 goals.
Just 12 goals. And you're expecting him to score how many goals? 11 goals or 12?
He needs 12 more goals to to set a new record. If he scores 11 more goals, that would be equaling the Fonodor's record.
He has scored. No. He not work.
All right. Bibi, all right. He thinks Israel Abia will not be able to shatter Fonodor's record. We'll wait and see. 13 more matches to go. Can he make it? Israel Abia of Rangers on 12 goals. He says he's confident of setting a new record, breaking the one set by Fonodor in 2014. Victor doesn't think so. A lot of you calling don't equally think so. But in the meantime, let's let you know that we have in the building the one and only Ikwere man, China Achiru. China, good evening to you. Welcome to Today's Sports Live.
Good evening, Emeka.
All right. And also joining China is Precious Njoko, the one we love to call the sports goddess. Precious, good to have you on the show. All the way from Aba. Abi? All the way from Aba. Precious, talk to us.
Good evening, Emeka.
All right, good to have you on the show. China, I will come to you in a jiffy, but let's hear from these callers out there. Hello. Oh, sorry, we lost that one. Let's go to the other line. Hello. Good evening to you. Welcome to Today's Sports Live. Your name and your location.
This is Walter. I'm calling from Aba.
Walter, good to have you on the show. It's been a while. How are you doing?
The sun is too much in Aba Road.
My brother, maybe only Aba Road. The lock where I get beside the inside studio.
I want to talk about the league that they suspended. For me, I don't like it.
So they should have continued and risked the life of people, eh?
For me, I don't like it because there's no virus in this country.
So there's no virus in this country.
No virus.
We have 22 confirmed cases in Nigeria now.
Don't cut me off. Please, don't cut me off, Emeka.
No, I'm not cutting you off. I said we have 22 confirmed cases in Nigeria according to the Federal Ministry of Health.
You are just following. You are just follow. Because for me, there's no. This is market. People are gathering in churches. As people are traveling, sleep today, go to Waterline, lost Abuja. People are going to something, sitting together. I want to ask, this virus, is it in the stadium or in the camp? I want to ask, is it when we are watching football, that the virus will come? For me, I don't see any reason for us to stop the league. This league we are pushing. After the league now.
Okay. You have aired your own opinion. Thank you so much, Walter, for your thoughts here. Walter doesn't believe the league should have been stopped. He thinks the case of coronavirus in Nigeria is untrue. One of those few people who believe that. I don't buy that idea. China, let's start with Israel Abia. You walked in while we were talking about him. We have him on record say he can break the record. In fact, he said sure. Let's play that interview again before I get your thoughts. Israel Abia of Rangers.
Sure. Maybe with the hard work of the team and with the cooperation from the coaches as well, I can do that because there is a lot of encouragement towards me and towards the team in general.
All right, China. The man says he's being encouraged by both his teammates and the coach is right there at Rangers, and he's sure of breaking that record. He needs 12 more goals to do that.
It's not sure. It's a wish. It's a desire. You know how it is with the media when they ask questions. Someone would have asked him, "You're now on 12 goals. Do you think you can break Mfonizo's record?"
That was exactly the question.
Exactly. So do you expect him to say no? So he's going to say sure. So it's a desire. It's what he wants to do, really. And I heard your discussion in the studio. It's possible he can get 6 goals in the next game. No. It's possible. No certainty. It's possible.
Against Adamawa United.
No, it's possible, right? It's possible you can get 2 hat-tricks. It's possible.
But that will only take his tally to 18 goals.
It doesn't mean he will stop after the hat-trick.
Okay.
I'm saying that it's possible. But it's also possible that he's going to... The truth be told, I mean, with 13 games to go, and he needs to score 11 goals. I don't see...
That's even to equal the record.
Yes, he needs to score 12 goals.
To set a new record.
I don't see how he does it.
Okay.
I really don't see how he does it.
Pressure, do you think otherwise?
I took him 25 games to score 13 goals or 12 goals.
But you know, during the period at the most from Sunshine Stars to Rangers, he missed a few matches.
We should also consider the fact that he might get injured in the season. I mean, we don't want him to get injured, but what if it happens?
It's a possibility.
It's a big possibility.
Pressure, do you think otherwise?
You know, I was talking with China. We were smiling when he said there's a possibility. I told China there's no possibility about it.
And when you asked him to stake his neck, he said...
He said...
All right. Okay, let's move on to... I think it's a matter that actually brought China to the studio today. It's about the death of the National United defender. Now, we hear that National State Governor Abdullahi Sule has ordered that National United should use his official ambulance for their future Nigeria Professional Football League matches. Now, the development comes after the death of National United defender Chidime Martins, who slumped in their MPFL match against Katsina United at Lafayette Township Stadium recently. The defender didn't receive adequate medical attention while he was unconscious on the field, while the ambulance that was to take him to the hospital failed to start. Martins was eventually rushed to the hospital in one of the vehicles on the convoy of Governor Sule. Now, the governor recalled the experience as saying it is one of the biggest embarrassments he has faced. Let's hear from the governor.
So it was time for this vehicle to come and pick him. When they went to start the vehicle, the battery couldn't start, and that's the problem. If you talk about embarrassment, that was the biggest embarrassment for me because I was sitting right there. You know, so they started, it couldn't start, so they had to push the vehicle. When I noticed they were about to push the vehicle, I asked the police to take their vehicle there. So they did. So the police vehicle arrived the scene before that. Now, secondly, I told the bus that came with us also to go ahead and go there. So the bus also went there before the ambulance. But finally, the ambulance started after they pushed it. So, but you know the way social media takes it is because of that aspect of pushing it that they brought about all this. And they kept trying to revive him. They couldn't revive him. So finally, they took him into the bus. You know, because we didn't want to risk taking it into a vehicle that they had to push, you know, and unfortunately we lost him at the hospital. So.
All right, that was how the young man died eventually. Now, the governor also revealed the steps the state government took after the incident to remedy the situation. Let's get to hear from the governor one more time.
I summoned them to my office. I was trying to find out who is responsible for supplying the medical team. They say it was not even Nasarawa started, it was the FA. Because the medical team and the security must be neutral. And that's the reason why they didn't want to do that. But a team could also have their own additional security, additional medical team. But the vehicle we are talking about was a vehicle provided by FA. You know, but as I said, I didn't even want to go into the excuses. So automatically I told them any further matches that they were going to have, they shouldn't go and start leasing. They should use the vehicle that goes with me, you know, to that. From the government house, they should take that. And I tried to find out the causes of that. They say sometimes also because we had artificial field, you know, they say also maybe the heat there could affect. I say, all right, henceforth they should use a sprinkler before the match and during halftime to also sprinkle water all over the place. And they should get about 2 doctors from our main hospital to do that.
All right, that was Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State. Meanwhile, earlier in the week, President of the Nigeria Football Federation, Ahmad Jupinik, inaugurated the ad hoc committee set up by the football governing body to investigate the death of the player, Chidime Martins, charging the panel to come up with robust and sincere recommendations that would constitute the standard protocols for football organization in the country going forward. Quoting Amaju Pinnick, he said, "I am happy at the caliber of people who make up the membership of this committee, and I have no doubt you will come up with the right protocols that must be adhered to before any football match takes place anywhere in Nigeria. This is the time to make difficult decisions, and I trust you to make them for us. Your job is a very serious one. You are free to tinker with the terms of reference and avail us the steps that will safeguard the future of our players in the areas of medical, safety, and security. We pray that the soul of Chineme Martins rest in peace, but we are pained by his death, and we must use it as a wake-up call to enforce compliance with the provisions of club licensing, as well as the fresh medical and security protocols that this committee will draw up. Now, Pinnick and members of the committee, as well as the NFF Executive Committee member Aisha Falode, who was present at the inauguration, observed a 1-minute silence in honor of the departed Chineme Martins, who slumped and died during a Nigeria Professional Football League match between his club, Nasarawa United, and Katsina United at the Lafia City Stadium on Sunday, 8th March 2020. And chairman of the committee, Dr. Peter Sengabele, who is a member of the CAF Committee on Sports Medicine, thanked the NFF president for the opportunity given the committee to take a very critical look at the organization of football matches in Nigeria.
I believe it's a great honor on our part to have been selected to perform this assignment. Today, certainly will go down in the annals of Nigerian football. It's a very, very historic and remarkable day. I say this because, yes, in the past we've recorded so many deaths, some not even recorded, and they are even more than those that are recorded. But for the first time, the Amaju Pinnick-led board found it necessary to have a critical look at the circumstances that led to these deaths.
All right, China is the secretary of that committee. He was there on Wednesday when the president of the NFF inaugurated the committee, and of course, they swung into action right away. China, how has it been so far working with the committee as the secretary of that panel? I mean, you have a very difficult task, right? According to the president of the NFF.
How difficult is it really? Well, we've done the first phase in Benin, and people are asking, why Benin? Why not Abuja? Why not Lafia? Why Benin? Now, the committee had to be inaugurated. Had to be inaugurated somewhere. And the idea was that the minister inaugurates that committee, and he was in Benin around that period. That's why he was picked for Benin. Incidentally, he was not available on the day, so it was inaugurated by the NFF president, Amaju Pinnick. And once it was inaugurated, we are asked to go on an inspection tour of the Samuel Obumida Stadium. Incidentally, we are on our way to the stadium when we got the information that the festival has been postponed. But we did our bit. We held our first meeting, which is natural, with committees. And in terms of reference, talked about the death of the boy, looking at the medical conditions around it and how we can improve medical facilities in the league. That was one. Then there was the issue of health and issue of rather security and safety in our league matches. And of course, sanctions to whoever is erring. Now, if you have to talk about Chineme Martins, you can't do it in Benin. You have to be in Lafia,
where he played on his death.
So you can talk to medical personnel in the club. You can talk to his teammates. You can talk to club coaches and all. So we left that one aside. So what we did in Benin was discussing security and safety in the league. That we know there are statutes. There is the CAF security and safety guidelines. There is the club licensing paper and all of that. So we could do all of that in Benin. So the next phase and final phase of our job will be next week. When we go to Abuja, we pay a visit to his family. We go to Lafia. We do our investigation. We look at the medical reports from the club. He has played for FC Ifan Yoruba before, and they must have him a medical report. The club has a doctor. We look at all of that. Then we can now deliberate and come out with a final report. So we've done the first phase. What we are waiting for now is the second phase that starts next week.
They say you have 10 days to submit your reports. Is that time enough for you guys to do a thorough job and come up with a good recommendation?
Yes, it should be. It should be. They've not asked us to build a stadium. What
that would take more than 2 years.
What they've asked us to do is what we can do actually. So it's about enough time. Hopefully, we'll submit our report by the end of the week.
Any early findings yet regarding the death of the young man?
If there are early findings, I can't be talking about it on radio because if you notice, I'm careful with what I say. If you notice, so
Okay.
I can't be revealing what we have,
Whatever
whatever finding we have.
Understand. We
Yes,
understand,
and even by the time we are through with our deliberation,
You forward your
we have a
report to
report
the
that will
NFF,
forward
yes,
to the
exactly.
appropriate authority, which is the NFF, and again to the sports minister. They are the ones whose power it is to make it public. But for now, I can only tell you what we've done. I mean, clue of what we've done and what we plan to do. There are lots of findings anyway. Lots of findings that, if made public, will shock Nigerians. Yes, there are lots of findings, really lots of findings. But to wait on the NFF after we've concluded our job.
All right, we hope you guys will do a very good job. But I mean, we are talking about someone that is dead already. It doesn't matter what you do; the dead will not come back. But going forward, we should be able to do things right. I'm sure if things were done right on the day, perhaps this man, Chineme Martins, wouldn't have been dead by now, right?
Yes, sometimes
because we saw the video of how the man slumped and how they were trying to resuscitate him and what have you. It was messy. The ambulance case was another,
let me say something, right? It took a series of violent acts in Europe. Remember the Heysel Stadium disaster, Champions League final of 1985, Liverpool and Juventus. Remember the Hillsborough disaster at Sheffield in 1989, where 96 Liverpool fans died. It took all those things for the British government to come out and say there must be reforms in English football. That was when they said, okay, all seats, stadium must be all-seater stadiums. All seats must be numbered.
Yeah.
All tickets must have names and addresses of who buys the tickets. People died for those reforms to come. So it's not out of place. Yes, a lot of things have been taken for granted in the Nigerian league. The fact that somebody died to have us sit up is not the first. It's sad he died. But I assure you, there are many more that will die in Nigerian league. I assure you.
This is scary.
There are many more that will die in Nigeria.
Chineme Martins is not the first to die. So many players have died.
The last that slumped and died was Emmanuel Ogoli of Ocean Boys.
10 years ago.
10 years ago. There was Amir Angwe of Julius Berger in 1995. There was Tunde Charity of Bendel Insurance. Of course, there was Samuel Koraju, the national team.
National team in 1989.
Yeah, so it's not different. But what I'm saying now is that if these reforms are not made now and implemented, many more will die. In
China, the NFF president Tamaju Pinnick has promised that whatever recommendations the committee comes up with, that he's going to implement this time. We know of the committee that was set up to investigate how Shehu Abdullahi played a match he was not supposed to play, thereby ensuring that we lost 3 points in the game against Algeria. We know about the reforms committee that recently submitted a report late last year. All these committees under Tamaju Pinnick, nothing really came out there. What is the guarantee that by the time your committee finish your findings and make recommendations to the NFF, that they will implement whatever you guys suggest to them?
That's really not our business. Really, it's not our business. Our duty is to investigate and make a report. That's our duty. And what we've told ourselves is this, that when that report is made public, whether next week, in 2 weeks' time, in 20 years' time, whenever it's made public, people will read the report and say, this committee did a good job. Now, but our job ends the moment we send that report to the NFF president, who in turn hand it over to the sports minister. Our job ends. Now, it's now left for them to read the report, come out and tell the world that it was rubbish, if it's rubbish, or come out and tell the world these guys did a good job and begin to implement it. We have no power over what is implemented or not.
Yeah.
Because, right from the day the committee was set up, I've read comments on social media, not today, and we know that Nigeria has a history of setting up committees and people never seen whatever the committee did. But that's not our job. Our job is what we are doing now. We believe we will do our job.
What you're doing now, they also did in 2010.
Like I said,
when Emmanuel Ogoli died.
Like
the
I
NFF
said,
set up a committee then.
I was not in that committee.
Yes.
And it was not the same NFF too. Now, the point I'm making now is that we have a job to investigate and make recommendations. If we fail in our job, then hold us for it. But if we don't fail in our job, if the report is buried, you know who to talk to. So that question should go to Amaju Pinnick and the sports minister.
It's okay, no
not to me.
problem.
Yeah.
All right. Earlier in the show, we did promise you that we're going to have the coach of Rivers United, the one and only Stanley Eguma, and of course, he has graciously joined us on the show this evening. Coach, a very good afternoon to you. Well, good evening, I should say. Welcome to today's Sports Live.
Good evening, Emeka.
All right.
Good evening, China.
China. More like a reunion. I mean, you guys worked closely for several years. The office and Rivers United. Yeah. All right. Coach, good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Your team, Rivers United, doing quite well this season. The table doesn't lie. Second on the log there, just behind the league leaders, Plateau United. 4 points difference between the two sides there. And one will be wondering, this time Rivers United that escaped relegation on the final day of last season by beating Bendel Insurance here in Port Harcourt by 1-0. If that match had ended goalless, you would have been playing Nigerian National League football today. But come on, you were able to do that, and look at where you are right now. What's changed between then and now? What's the secret, behind this your fine run this season?
Yeah, Emeka,
even away from home, you're winning matches.
Like
something that Rivers United are not used to.
In any football, anything can happen, and you start planning, from your mistakes, your previous mistakes, and anytime you stop planning, that's when you start failing. So I think these few years we struggled, like you rightly mentioned, and by the grace of God, before this season started, we had a kind of X-ray overview of our previous performances, and then came up with something positive. That determination, that decision that yes, this time around we are going to improve. And then we looked at the areas that we had problems, and we started working on them. Especially we look at the players, who are the materials. The most important thing.
Sorry, coach, for interjecting it. You look at the squad. It doesn't look like the Enyimba squad. So many big name players. Look at the Rivers squad.
No.
A lot of unknown names
we
there.
We didn't go for big names. We didn't go for big names. What we targeted was just players that have the determination, young players that have the skills and the talents, are also hungry to
play.
Make names.
Okay.
Yeah.
With a mix of experience too,
yes,
because Festus Austin, he has been in the league for God knows how long. Colonel Lamis of this one, I call it experienced players.
That graduated from the past team. So those ones are there to carry the younger ones that we brought in this summer. It was just sheer determination and again discipline. Make sure that we give them the right direction, and the players were hungry to make their name.
I mean, you look at that team and you begin to wonder, how far is this team going this season? At some point, you had a chance of even going to the top of the table, but look at where you are right now. Second, just 4 points separating you and Plateau United. I told my man, Plateau United will come to Port Harcourt. If you beat them, it will just be only 1 point separating the two, and anything can happen. Now, exactly. Have you set any target for this team, till the end of the season? Do you have you set any target?
Now we are looking at the trophy. Yes, we know we can do it, Having played up to this level this time around, we can improve, of course. If we work very hard and the players are determined, coupled with the good support we are getting from the sponsors, we are unstoppable. Yeah, we know Plateau United is doing well. The last of Enyimba Rangers are also doing well. We too are unrelenting. We know what it takes to beat these teams, and that is why we are getting the results both home and away. So we are still on track.
Is it the same feeling amongst the players, or are you just talking as a coach?
No.
Amongst your players, are they equally optimistic of going for this title?
The players are ready. They are determined. They are working very hard. Sometimes some of them help themselves on their own. They go beyond their limitation to do things that will, work hard to get the results. It's not just the coach's angle alone. The players are working very hard. The management are working very hard. And you remember recently we have a commissioner and a permanent secretary. These are two young men who knows the game very well, and they've been in football cycle for some years now. So it's a kind of added
advantage
to us. Yeah.
All right, coach. Going forward, now the league is on break 4 weeks at least from what the NFF told us. Will that in any way affect the tempo of the team? Before the league ended on Wednesday, you humiliated Warriors here 3-0. Impressive win for your side there. But now you will not play for another 4 weeks at least. Will that in any way affect the team when they come back to continue the league?
Yeah, Emeka, this is football. But once you leave football for 1 day, it can leave you for 1 week. If you leave football for 1 week, it can leave you for 4 weeks. So leaving football for 1 month is going to have a big toll on the team. I know it's also going to affect other things, but we have resolved not to send our players away.
Okay, because I heard Plateau United have given their players 1 week recess. Yes. So what's the situation with Rivers United? Are you asking the players to stay back?
Rivers United, we have asked them, we are giving them 1 week break, but not to travel, because even while traveling, you're also exposing yourself to
to the coronavirus, whatever.
While they're in the camp, I don't think that it's easy for them.
Okay, so 1 week break, no training, just relax and come back after 1 week.
Though there are some of them too, there are some of them who have not seen their families for a long time, and those who have been playing seriously, they need some time to take some rest. So those ones you have opted to go home to see their families, and we have to give them that chance.
All right.
And and those ones we also have also provided a kind of a training program for them within this period that they'll be out of the team. That will also keep them fit, because we don't want to start struggling by the time we resume, because it's going to take a big toll if we relax. Everybody relaxes like that. So
all
the
right,
players they are going to be busy all this period.
All right, Coach. What do you make of that decision to even suspend the league in the first place? 4 weeks by the NFF due to the coronavirus.
It's good for our health, for our betterment. If there's no life, you can't play football. I'm telling you, it's very, very good. It's happening everywhere in the whole world.
Sure. The Major League in Europe are all shut down.
It's very important that you suspend the league, at least ensure that the life of the people are secured. And again, also to make sure that the spread don't. When you are playing football, when into sports, you have a lot of contact. People have a lot of contact. Sure. You are playing football, you have teammates, you have your opponents, you hug each other, you contact each other in different ways. You stay in the same dressing room, and kind of thing. So
it could be risky,
Yeah, it's very, very risky, yeah.
I mean, over there in Europe, players, coaches are contacting the disease, the virus, and you don't want to expose the players to that kind of condition. All right, Coach, let's come back to the performance of Rivers United in the league this season. Second on the table, but before now, you were quoted as saying that if the entitlements, some of the financial entitlements of these players are not taken care of as at when due, that it might affect their psyche, and somehow they might lose focus and miss the target of claiming the title or even finishing in the continental places. What's the situation with the club right now?
It's fear. When you are late, fear because of entitlements that are owed. But I think now we have a commissioner who is supervising the ministry. The management have tried their best.
Have they paid the players the entitlements we're talking about? The bonuses from last 2-3 seasons and the contract fees. Have the players been settled yet?
No, the players, they have been settling the bonuses gradually, one after the other. But the one that they is still expected now is the transfer fees and the new.
Because even the players, they talk to us here. We call them, they still talk to us to tell us that. I mean, this they are pleading with the government more or less to settle their outstanding entitlements there. So
and the new permanent secretary, Ono Sirawu, and the
Swan president,
the Swan president, and our commissioner, Bomayaye, they've promised the players that
they are not the ones bringing the money. It's Wike that will make that promise, and will say. And by the way, you're related to the governor. You should be the one to talk to Wike himself.
It's not a brotherly affair.
You are the chief in his family, so you should, when you go to family meeting, tell him that your boys are complaining. You should do the needful.
They talk about official matter. You talk about
family. These are people that can easily reach him, through protocol and get this. Wike cannot come to the field to pay the players. We have these people are there that can, get this money paid, through the ministry. So it's very, very possible that with their presence, a lot of things will happen.
All right, Coach, I have a question here from one of our fans. Although he didn't put his name, he says, Coach Eguma, what's the guarantee that your team will still be competitive next season? I remember when you came second a few seasons ago. After that, your team have struggled. So now you're doing well. Second, you might eventually win the league or finish second or whatever. What is the guarantee that next season you will not struggle again? That's what the question is.
We will not struggle. We will not struggle because we are doing well now. And, like I told you, there are some issues that we have settled out in the past which affected us. Now I think we're on course. I don't think we struggle. Last time when we got to the continent, we did our best in the continent. After the continent, there was a lot of there were some few problems in the team which affected our performance. And now I think we are bounced back again.
Okay.
So we're not going to struggle.
You heard it from Coach Stanley Eguma. So if you have any questions for him, do well to send those questions to 070 1933 9962. And of course, I will put those questions across to him. He will respond. He's right here in the studio, Coach Stanley Eguma of Rivers United. Alternatively, you can call in and also ask him any question or perhaps a contribution or reaction to what we have discussed already on the show. China is equally here. China is the secretary of the committee set up by NFF to investigate the death of Chineme Martins, the Nassau United player that slumped and died just a few days ago. All right, you have any question for him as well, feel free to ask. The lines are open once again, 0817 0000951. 0817 0000951. You can also reach us on 0810 9510 Victor, you have any question for Coach Stanley Eguma?
Well, he has actually answered my question. I was just waiting for the question about the entitlements to see about if the players' entitlements have been paid, but I think I've gotten some clarity on that already.
All right, so let's go to the phone lines. China, you have some questions for us, Coach Eguma?
Not yet, but okay. As the show goes on.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. Hello.
You're waiting for bomb to fire.
Hello. Good evening to you. Welcome to Today's Sports Live.
Good evening. This is no photocopy.
No photocopy from Rumibo. Okay, let's hear you.
Yes. Thank you, brother man. I greet all the sportsmen there in the studio. I will start with the issue of this committee. I want to ask someone that believes in a justice and a legal system.
Okay.
You know, this Nigerian Football Federation, they don't have a law.
Yeah, I just ask your question. Ask your question.
That is what I'm asking. That is the question. That if so thing happen, that thing happen, what would be the consequence?
What exactly are you talking about?
The court of defense that led to this committee.
Okay.
Because somebody died. What is their constitution? What is their
okay?
law?
What does the law say? What does the NFF statute say in such a matter? Is that what you're asking? All right. Thank you so much. All right. China will respond to your question. China is saying, is there any law in Nigerian football that says if a player dies while playing, this should be done to whoever and whatever?
I don't think so. But players are supposed to be insured. So probably we're talking about what insurance package is available in case of death. But if it's about punishment for the club, if they erred in some of the rules and regulations, then all those are there in the club licensing.
All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening to you. Welcome to Today's Sports Live.
Yeah, greetings.
All right, Lawson from Yenegua. Good to have you on the show. Talk to us.
Yes.
Talk, now they laugh. Talk.
No. When the season started, actually, Rivers United was not, in the mix of those teams that were expected to actually do well. They were really not doing well, actually.
Okay.
But the question I want to ask is, I don't know, just like the way his media officer is always asking, is there anything you did tactically to get the boys to play the way they are playing? Because this.
Okay, all right. You have asked your question. Thank you so much, Lawson. Let's see if we can take another question before we go to Coach Stanley Eguma. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening to you. Welcome to Today's Sports Live.
Good evening. My name is Obona, calling from Port Harcourt.
Obona from Port Harcourt. Let's hear you.
Yeah, China, based on what he said about the Hillsborough case and the issue that happened in England before
before the reforms came in English football,
Yeah, I want to ask, the essence of most of the researches we do, for those of us who are students, when we want to do research, we make references, and we are not to repeat what those who have done it before us have done. Do we need people to die and all these things to happen before we start making can't we just copy for what has happened there?
Okay. Thank you so much. Do we have to wait for disasters before we make recommendations and all that? Let's China quickly before we go to Coach Eguma.
I never said we have to wait. I'm only saying that the fact that a player dies or something wrong happens can bring about reforms. That's the point I'm making.
All right.
Something brings about a change. So
no problem, no solution.
There's no rule that says the person must die first, but a problem has come, and that problem can bring change. And that's why I gave the reference to England.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, coach. Did you do anything tactically, to your squad to ensure the turnaround in the course of the season? Because at the beginning of the season, it wasn't. We were not looking at Rivers United. Rivers United just came. At some point they were even, somewhere close to the relegation zone before they started getting results here and there, and moved up to where they are right now.
Yeah, well, Emeka, actually, there must be some tactical input into the team, which was actually done. Aside that, we also had that good rapport, good relationship with our management, who were always there to see our problems. But on technical aspect, I think it's very, very clear that the team, we started well. That's one thing. We did our recruitment right on time.
And you played so many preseason games, I remember.
Yeah, had an elaborate preseason activity.
Exactly. You were almost in every preseason tournament.
Yeah, that gave us a lot of exposure. We used to see the players, knew them in and out, and also used it to fashion out on tactical orientation for the team. And most of the players suited into it, and that's why. And initially when we started, it wasn't good because these players came from different places, and you cannot just gel immediately.
Yeah, blending was an issue.
We had some. It took some time before we now blended well, and now I think we are getting better.
All right, let's hear from this caller. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening to you. Welcome to today's Sports Live.
This is King Paradise.
King Paradise? From where?
From Numesu.
Beautiful name. Talk to us.
Good evening.
Good evening. Talk to us.
My question to the
Rivers United coach, Stanley Guma.
Stanley Guma is that what is the guarantee that even if Edinburgh win their remaining 5 matches, outstanding matches, they will not come down to 6 or 7 in the table to ensure that they qualify for the
continent. All right.
So that's just the question I have for him.
Thank you so much. All right. Coach, he says Enyimba have 5 outstanding matches.
Yeah, that's
well, outstanding matches are not outstanding points.
Yes, that's
they might not win all of them. They might win all of them. It's a probability.
Exactly, I wanted to say that.
Yeah, so by the time they eventually win, it means Rivers United will come down a bit.
The issue is that they can win some, they may not win some. But
and they're also coming to Port Harcourt to play Rivers United.
Of course, they're coming to Port Harcourt.
So you can open the gap between you and them.
But they will come to Port Harcourt to play us too. And again, Emeka, there's one thing I want to observe in this, because I see it as some added advantages, because if Enyimba does not play their matches, complete their matches before we continue the remaining league matches, it will amount to some undue advantages to them, because
a lot of people have said that too, because they know what to do now
these are standing games, and we expect that they should complete their standing games before the
completion of the league.
Because by the time it's going towards the end of the league, there are some things that may sell out because of their position. Yes.
Well, this is Nigeria. Things like that too happen. No doubt about that. All right, you keep those calls coming through. Coach Stanley Guma of Rivers United is right here in the building. You have questions for him? Send to 070-1933-9962. We also have the chairman, the secretary of the committee set up by NFF to investigate the death of the National United player, the one and only China Cheru, right here in the building as well. So you can equally call and put your questions across to them. They are right here in the building. 0817-000951. Let's hear from this caller. Hello. Hello, good evening.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Please help me.
Please be audible. I can barely hear you clearly.
Okay. Please, what is Rivers United play style? Is it possession based? Please help me and ask Stanley.
Okay, they are playing style. Okay, you would like to know, but you can even know by going to the stadium to watch them. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening to you. Welcome to today's Sports Live.
Evening. How is everybody? Yeah.
Very well. We are fine. How about you? What's your name and the location?
I'm Pius by name.
Pius, talk to us.
Yeah. My question goes to the guy, the Abia. What's his name? The Abia Israel
Abia. He says he wants to break Mfonudo's record. Yeah. You can't ask him question here because he's not even here in the studio. Maybe your comment you want to say, yeah, not your question.
I don't think he can make it.
Okay, you don't think he can make it. Coach, the penalty